The seals have been broken, and the devils are here. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Chaos Unending. This week's episode is episode 13.
Oh, not ominous at all. Because part of the 13th did really well for us.
13 is a lucky number in Italy.
It has been, the title of tonight's episode is As the Night Ends, We Begin the Mourning. Traveling on the road had been simple, easy. As much as it can be a hectic, crazed crusade at certain points, your day's travel wasn't that bad. You do know that you had somebody had been keeping an eye on you at all times while you were traveling. Either Krieger's men, or you occasionally out of the corner of your eye picked up on those
Beboiled.
Emboiled crusaders who they're pretty good at hiding from what you've seen, but those sores play up. It's not long before you hear the call from the front of the crusade. Shouts coming back in a wave. Hold, hold, and then somebody else. Each person in a row calling out to slow down and bring the crusade to a halt. There we go. Mood music.
Brought to you by Sirenscape.
As you hear about this hold coming forward, what's our party up to? What are the road wardens up to?
Go investigate.
You gonna ride forward? The rest of you following suit?
Yeah, begrudgingly. As much as they were fighting, she's still following along.
Nils, who was riding on the back of the wagon, hanging out with Eckbert when Eckbert wasn't driving. Just before you're able to ride away, you do hear Ayla say, "Oh, hold on a minute, though."
Stop my
Right
horse.
back. In one hand, he holds a sack. He says, here's what you asked for.
I paid him in full beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I was just... Okay.
Yeah.
Literally takes it and just like, thank you so much. I'm very sorry that you just had to spend all that time doing that, but it's very appreciated.
I hope whatever you melt it down into will be nice. And, oh, before I forget, his head goes back into the wagon for a second. You hear him moving stuff around a little bit, and comes back out holding a wrapped bastard sword. Says, I finished this the other night. I forgot to give it to you.
Oh.
And he holds it out.
Look at it. Unwrap it slightly.
It's the bastard sword you purchased from him, but he's obviously taken some time to polish it nicely. And you notice that he's engraved along the handle. It says Paladin's Oath along the grip. And you can see that the twin-tailed comet has been put onto the crossbar of the sword. This is, you said you wanted it engraved. You never told me.
This is amazing.
I did what I could. It's been sharpened, cleaned. It's ready for use whenever you need it.
This is above and beyond.
No problem, no problem.
Oh yeah,
Are you going to give it to him?
yeah. We have to go see what's happening, but
Later then?
yes.
Um,
Thank you so much.
No problem at all. You go tend to your duties. And you turn and ride up the side. The quick hold on the crusade, people tend to bunch up a little bit. The shouts tend to get people to slow down, but you see, a couple of carts have run into each other. There's a couple of small little fights starting, and nothing that seems completely out of the ordinary or anything that would be your problem. Riding past it all, you find, after a good 5 minutes, this is a long crusade, with a lot of people. 5 minutes of riding up the side of the column, you're able to get up to the front, where it seems that looks like a farmer's field has been picked out. There's a small grassy knoll just on the other side of a fence, probably a pasture of some kind, and you can see rows of crop. I'm fairly sure it might be wheat. Just beyond that that little pasture. Helmets' top of his voice as you're pulling up. Very good. We will be staying here tonight. And then the Crusaders just behind the front of the pack storm the fence and just start tearing it up out of the ground, throwing the lumber to the side, making way for Carl's palanquin.
This is not necessary.
Somebody's property.
More of them charge further in and start clearing away. You see some carrying small sickles in their hands, walking over to the local the crops and just starting to reap this field that they just came upon.
Have you ever seen a pack of starlings before?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this under your jurisdiction to stop people from doing?
How am I gonna stop them? This is disgusting.
You see,
But it's for Carl.
they've
He wouldn't want this.
a small contingent, priest and 2 hammer bearers. Not Helmut himself, not Johann, but another. You can recognize a priest of Sigmar when you see them. They
Ernst.
start walking towards what you. Now that you've come to the location, you can see a small farmstead just beyond the field, and they're walking in the direction of the farmstead, and you can hear the priest chanting a long, slow prayer. Make perception tests.
An 8.
16?
14.
Okay, you two are able to hear that a proper. Well, no, you know it's perfectly fine. You're hearing fucking blasphemy. They're replacing Sigmar in a prayer with Carl. A traditional prayer of a blessing of travel and of rest. But they're praying to Carl directly. You're hearing it. Well, yeah.
Humans, that they're doing their thing.
They're doing their thing, and well, by golly, he deserves it.
Good thing I can't hear it.
Even you, though.
Yeah.
You would think there would be nothing wrong with it whatsoever.
You're still technically enchanted right now.
Yeah,
You're
but
enthralled.
I don't know
Now.
if I'd love them being destroying an existing prayer, but I can't hear it, so.
And you can see the farmers running out with their arms up, waving their arms, screaming, but they're far towards the homestead. This is a proper full-sized farm.
So looking around, do we see the people who own this homestead?
Yeah, they're coming out of the barns,
Oh,
right,
God.
with their hands up, going,
Oh, my
"Whoa,
God.
no!" Like
Destroy
you
our
can just you
lives.
can't really hear what they're saying, but
Yeah.
you can see them waving around.
Can we hear since we made our rolls or no?
No,
They're farther now.
they're way. They're just coming out of the homestead, so you can hear shouts, but you can't hear what they're saying.
I'm keeping an eye on it though.
Discuss. You go ahead and discuss what that means to you guys for a couple of seconds. I'll be right back.
I mean, while I agree it is within our job description to stop this, it's also not within our job description to fight a tide we cannot win against. As much as I don't, the child doesn't know that he's destroying the lives of these poor, farmers. With
I
that said,
think the child is pure, and they're taking advantage of that.
well, we know that poor kid getting used, but it's not even the orders are his. If we were to have a well, I mean, we could try and talk to the child if we had his ear, and maybe
Ask him to tell them to stop doing this. Do you think they would listen?
not at all. But I would say that we probably had better luck talking to a child than trying to, I would say, work within the resolve of Helmet. I don't think he's going to give us any leeway on this.
This is the way they've been functioning for weeks. It's
This is an example of why you wanted his head on a platter for the
the
entire.
child isn't the problem.
This is just the misfortune of being weak. You can't defend yourself. You will be taken advantage of.
The child is not the problem. It's these grown men who are the problem.
You are able to you're able to also see that more of them have charged into one of the barns, and they're now deputizing the horses and seem to be claiming cattle as well.
What?
Pulling them out from the stables and bringing them towards the crusade. And as you've been watching this what would be called a reclamation of Sigmar's goods, you're seeing now that more as everything has been ripped up and thrown to the side, and as room has been made, you see that they start to the wagons containing all of the provisions and the extra things are starting to make a circle. You see the tents are starting to be pulled out and set up, and this is, at least for the main central location that you first saw when you came into the crusade. You see the same exact setup getting made again with machine-like precision. When you have drilled state guard and you have knights and their squires going about the business, you see the camp center start to grow once more.
What's happening with the farmers, with the people that came out of the house?
You can see their arms are waving around, and you see the priest has finally made his way over there, and you see him and the hammer bearer. He and the hammer bearers are discussing something. The farmer still seems rather passionate, and then you see the priest just makes a gesture. Come with. His body language conveys. And we see the farm And he starts marching in the direction of Carl's tent as it's being erected. The palanquin sitting nearby. Okay. I'll do this then. Haha. I was off center. Sorry, guys.
This is driving me a little crazy. I'm sorry.
Then Krieger rides up to you. Make perception tests, by the way.
7.
23.
Jesus.
19.
Okay.
I'm just so angry. I'm not.
He still looks very tired. Exhausted by the long trek into, in the direction of Altdorf. And you notice, not only physically is he tired, but you're noticing a level of dishevelment. His uniform isn't as tightly done. The buttons on the coat have been undone.
How's his face?
Now that we
Like
are
I said,
closer, we still see
worn.
the same thing.
Worn, tired, deep rings under his eyes.
No boils.
No, not that you can see.
He's still got that crazy furred mustache. So aside from
Yeah, he
getting
does.
it nice and close, like
He
No,
does, like
I thought that was. I thought that was.
No. Krieger has a magnificent.
Oh, it is Krieger. Okay, we were
Yeah.
given the. Who were we given the instructions to investigate by?
Oh well, Helmut is asking us to.
Yes,
decipher
Helmut
who-
was the man. Is the high priest that is currently helping the lector.
Okay.
Is the title of Helmut. Asking who had asked you to check for the chaos incursion, but you got a 23, and you're, as he's speaking, you'll notice you don't really see any kind of boils on his lips. But yeah, his uniform's undone. You see his arm, his shoulder arm. He had a single pauldron. It's kind of off to one side.
Sort of
I'm sorry,
frame.
left pauldron. It's kind of drooping. And he's only wearing one glove. He just looks like crap. The long road of today took something extra out of him, it seems like.
His skin doesn't seem jaundiced at all, though.
No, no.
He's not showing signs of yellow.
He looks more gray than yellow. He's also not sweating profusely, no more than somebody who
Yeah.
just walked in the middle of. But it's fall, so it's not terribly hot. He comes up behind you. Well, I would ask you to go ahead and start setting up your tent. Keep it in the same location that you had it last. We prefer to keep things orderly around here. Assume you remember where it was. Tonight, you are off duty, but as you are still under probation, you will be confined to the sheet wall.
Okay, the inner circle that was.
Yeah, the sheet wall set up around the inner circle of the camp.
You guys checked the water. Where was the water? Was that outside? Or
Water was
They were
outside.
packing up, man.
Of course it is.
So, it won't be too long until you are, I would request that you stay within. Should you have any business, need to go get food or what have you, it's not provided by us. But if you need to go find provisions and such, you will be allowed one trip out of the shield wall and the sheet wall. And then once you are done, you will be in for the night. Understood?
Yes. Tell me, what sort of security is being provided for the water supply?
Eisenbach and myself each assign a man to watch it. Ever since the Yellow Death has become a problem, it's part of our normal patrol scheduling.
You might want to station someone there exclusively, not just make it part of the patrol. We have a funny feeling about that place.
Do you think I'm a good singer?
I don't know.
Perhaps.
Exactly. I don't know if you're good at being a guard captain. That's what I do. Please, go erect your tent. And then he turns his horse abruptly and rides off in the direction
Go
of the
erect
farmers.
your horse.
I think you upset him.
Oh, like I care.
He seems to be able to tough go of it. I don't know how long you can be that rigid without breaking.
You would be surprised.
So, you are left to your own devices for a short period of time. What's the crew doing?
Well,
Fine, let them watch their own water.
I hate this. Everything about what is happening here, but
But I thought it was such a wonderful thing we were
there's
doing.
a difference between Carl and what they are doing to these farms, to these taverns, to these roads. Do you not see a difference?
Okay, I'm just making sure that you do.
I do. But it seems we have no choice but to pitch our tent, because we should stay near Carl. With everything going on, we should be nearby.
We did want to keep an eye out for those particular lots. Gestures up to where the pox usually are. And if we're within the area, that's probably the best way to do it. But I do think if we maybe get the ear of the child, Carl he's sympathetic. He doesn't seem like he shares the same feelings of his controllers.
Perhaps if we could come up with a really important reason to meet with him. Maybe if we told Helmut that it was part of our investigation, we wanted to ask the child's opinion on something.
Or the child wanted to hear more of our bard's wonderful stories.
That's true.
That seems a little more innocent enough. I worry that I think he wouldn't appreciate us questioning the child, especially without him being
Oh,
there.
no, not question. Not interrogate.
Well, I know that. But the thing is if this camp is definitely run by him, so changing his mind isn't going to do us any good, because I think he's pretty solid on how things are ordered. But if we wanted to try and get some sympathy, I think it would be from Carl, not from Helmut. And if Helmut's over, standing there what are you talking about? Don't listen to them. You know.
But the thing is, he has the boy's ear more than anybody else. So all he has to say is, "Oh no, I think that's a bad idea." And Carl will agree with him, considering how much he looks to him for everything. Am I saying this word properly? Am I pausing at the right time in my speech?
Just because he's listening to him doesn't necessarily mean he'll unflinchingly follow everything he's told to do. Thus far, he doesn't realize the effects that are happening to the road as they pass. He's a child. There are better ways to go about this. But as far as the water, I can't shake the thought.
Well, we could check on it tonight.
That guy Jan, you said he wasn't who he said he was.
That's right.
I feel like we need to dig more into that. I don't know how, but there's just something not right about that. We shouldn't leave that stone unturned.
Well, we do need to report to Helmut. Specifically, offer some kind of information. Do we want to let him know about what we found?
I think... the note.
No, I would not.
Well, we already
certainly
told him about our suspicions of Jan, and he didn't...
No, I meant more about the particularly suspicious group that's kind of keeping their eye. I mean, it would not be a stretch of the imagination to assume that these are cultists of Nurgle himself. And if he's looking for chaos in this camp,
Yeah, that
we
is
may have
true.
found a distinguishing feature of it.
That's true.
It would also get us out of trouble, as we need
They-
to tell him something.
Very good point. You are very studious.
Just like Dangle hits the bell, like, sorry. I
Are
tried
we
to-
friends again? Okay. Okay, well,
Well, maybe I
we
will
have
live through the
a
night.
tent to pitch.
Oh, and she gestures to the bastard sword that you were
Oh,
carrying.
when we pitch the
Okay.
tent.
When we pitch the tent, we will display the sword.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There needs to be a special
So what are you
moment.
what are you doing first? Are you going and collecting your things from the tent wagons and then setting up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Your
If we can find
I
our
guess-
tent, we only were in it one night, and we didn't even set it up.
We broke it down though.
it's easy to
Packed
find
it
the
up.
wagon where you put it along with
Yeah.
the rest of your personal belongings.
And,
It seems
I guess
very organized, too,
on our
so-
way in, we're gonna. You want to drop off our horses so that we don't have to worry about that for the night, since we only get one visit outside.
I don't think I could obscure the vision of the horses as well as us. So if we're
Yeah.
going to make a trip outside beyond the basics.
All right, so let's stable our horses.
Most of the fencing that had been ripped up out of the ground is being made into is being repurposed into a small corral.
At least they're reusing the wood.
You notice that they've taken up most of the grassy pasture with the central area. It's going up with some very surprising, almost alarming speed for the way this crusade looks so disorganized at times. It's rather proficient at setting up and breaking down. It's the rest of the crusade where you see the mess. You see more people filing around the outside. You see certain factions of people, some of them wearing white tabards with a purple heart and hammer over the center of their chest, but they're wielding what look like just table legs or just heavy branches that have had a handle kind of carved into it, and they're walking around pointing almost like this weird, completely unofficial looking police force, organizing where certain tents go, saying who can and can't. Like, you can see them kind of just corralling the rest of the crusade. You're noticing the difference between the two ecosystems, between the main area and the crusade proper, as it were. That's when you see the farmer again. And he's walking back, and he's got this smile on his face as he leaves the main tent. And he's you know, kind of, he's lighter of foot, and he kind of picks up the pace and starts running back towards his farmhouse.
Bless that child. I don't know what he said
walks
to
over.
him.
He walks over to one of the another crusader is taking looks like an old milk cow. He walks over, gives it a pat on the neck,
Oh no.
gives him, you
Here
know,
it
kiss on the
comes.
forehead,
Here it comes.
and then
Slits the throat.
makes his way back.
Oh, okay, thank God. Thank
Went
God.
somewhere dark. Sorry.
I'm waiting for the cow to get
the
slaughtered.
crusader
Yeah,
is
he's bringing him
taking
to the butcher.
cow
Yeah,
To the butcher
in
wagon.
the general
Yeah,
direction of the
okay.
rest of the crusade.
Goodbye, cow.
He's with Greta now.
No! No!
What a regrettable occurrence.
Stop it! You can't reuse that joke like
You keep
3
using
times.
it every time. I used it once. Stop
Yeah, I'm
using it
cutting
again.
you off. Done.
Like they cut off Greta.
No, they
Aw.
didn't cut. They fed on her, the vampire. Get it right.
Looks like he conceded to impossible situations.
I need to learn a lesson about diplomacy from this child.
This is all as you're finishing setting up, and you overhear two guards walking by. Eisenbach men saying, you notice Krieger wandered off again last night? The other guy, well, he's got a lot on his mind, maybe. Yeah, well, you know, he's just keeps going into the trees. Takes too long out there for a squat. Walks right past the latrines, too. Makes you wonder, huh? The other one, well, you know, maybe he couldn't sleep. Just walking. Yeah. And they keep walking along on their way.
Krieger doesn't strike you as the type as one to commune with nature, does he?
Not at all. You see what's being done to nature right here. Look around you. But yes, I agree.
Well, we only get so much done in the night. As we're kind of getting our stuff to start pitching our tent, we're talking, not just standing there.
Yeah. Oh no. I've in my head, I definitely had you guys, listening, and this is while you were erecting tents, and you hear hustle and bustle going back and forth. You hear some of Eisenbach's, you hear some of Krieger's men talking about Eisenbach and how stuffy the nights are, and how they expect they don't even set up their own tents. They force their squires to do it, and don't care
Why
if
didn't
they're
I
just
think of
soldiers.
that?
He's been helping the
We
whole.
work
He's literally
together.
holding a pole.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mind your business.
Nothing.
You're doing a good
just
job.
wanted to tell you you're doing a wonderful bang-up job, lad.
Now sing
Thank
him
you.
a song.
Yeah, it's not your job.
He starts going back to putting the tent up. You're able to finish the work of the day easily enough. And you're left with that one pass to leave to go provision for yourself. It's been a while. You really haven't eaten yet. You've had, hardtack, maybe some trail mix. Nothing substantial though, and you can definitely hear the. And that was just Lanira's stomach.
Not wrong.
That sounds like I'm getting
mine's actually quiet
flashbacks.
tonight.
Flashbacks from the time I was consumed.
Oh.
That's what it sounds like.
She was consumed by mass quantities.
Oh, and your crevices. No.
Point for the dragon there.
Yeah,
that was a
that's
good one.
Original jokes.
Yeah. Oh, burn, bitch!
Wow, we couldn't let him have one.
I'm supposed to do the fire.
I'm sorry.
So,
It's been a long week.
Well, we might want to get some food. We can put the horses in the stables.
the horses were already corralled.
Okay.
They put up the corral. That was when you saw the farmer running back
Okay.
Skipping back.
joyfully,
Yeah.
saying goodbye to his livestock.
Do you think
His lifestyle.
What is it?
we should follow Krieger, but I feel like we would need permission from Helmut to do so, and I don't know if I want to tell him about this.
So we don't.
But didn't he ask us to look into Krieger?
He
Didn't he mention Krieger?
I mean, here's the real question. We wanted to check on the water at night, and Krieger also walks off at night. What's our priority here?
Well, then shouldn't we go to Helmut to find out? What would they rather do, and how much leeway will he give us?
We don't even know if the water is being tampered with, if they do it every night. I feel like it's more suspicious. You saw Krieger. A guy looks like shit.
They never said it was unprotected at night. I had said that there was a guard on the water at all.
Okay, when you
at all
said you
hours.
said on patrol, that's why I thought maybe they stopped by.
No. It's part of the patrol scheduling, meaning that somebody is set to patrol the water as part of the schedule.
Okay, see, I thought it was more of a rotation.
That's what I
No,
thought the same thing.
The water walks away.
No.
No, but-
Setting up patrol is still saying that this is what your job is, not an actual route,
Okay.
but more of what your duty is.
The important piece of information is that the people guarding it are not always the same factions. There's Eisenbach and Krieger's men who, I don't know, take turns or watch it together or whatever they do.
I wouldn't mind seeing it myself, but if we want to look into Krieger, that's
I
fine.
mean,
wouldn't
that
mind
seems
leaving
far
him
more
out.
suspicious. He doesn't look like he slept. What is he doing?
Well, let's be fair here. A lot of people here look like shit. This
At
place
least
is-
they sleep. He's leading a crusade during the
I'm
day and
scanning
wandering
around
into
the
the
area
woods
here.
at night.
During the Storm of Chaos,
Make
you
a
saw
perception
what
test.
soldiers looked like.
Yes.
You know the toll it takes managing that many
12?
men more than most.
Okay.
But why doesn't he sleep?
You hear more than you see, because the sheet wall is going up, but you do see a large man holding his arms up and slapping the rump of a cow, going, "Yes, fantastic! Oh, this will make great chop!" As he pulls it towards his rather large tent that's been erected now. There's a. It's
We're
like
right
it's like a
next to the
triangular, like a
butcher.
T-bone steak
That's where they put the
look.
people on probation.
hanging above his. It's more. It's
We got
like
the
it's a
table by the
signpost.
kitchen door.
Yep.
And oh, there's good smells coming from that area. Somebody's cooking something in that area.
Oh, something's cooking.
Yes.
Not that I necessarily trust the food here either, but we do need to pick up supplies.
Did you bring their attention to it?
Yeah.
Did you guys? Okay. Did you guys pay attention to it, or did you just kind of be like, whatever?
I was watching, but
Okay.
I mean,
Make perception test if you were paying attention.
Oh, I rolled a 1. But it's a 2.
You rolled a.
I rolled a
Oh,
1.
rolled a 1.
Yeah, and then added the.
Yeah.
your
I
progress.
wanted you to know it was a 1, though.
Yeah, just to really let it sink in. 15?
You think you saw he had a very large bulge on his face before the shield wall went up.
Oh.
Did you notice it as well?
Did I not? No, I didn't. I heard it more than.
No, she's asking.
That's a big cow, but it's
No,
a
I
shame.
didn't see
I don't
something,
think
but
it's ready for
I heard-
slaughter.
Not the cow. Kind of like she
What?
moving close to that. Deal with it. The butcher on his face. I would need a better look, but it looked particularly worrisome considering the signifiers we're looking out for. And if that
The-
man's handling the food, water's not the only thing that can be contaminated.
That's true. Very true.
I would also suggest if
From
you-
now on, we only eat our own food.
or at the very least, do your God bless my food situation there.
It doesn't sound like that.
No, it sounds a little bit like the rest of everything in here. It's very hard to differentiate. I don't know. I assume you
It
look at
would
the
all
food,
sound the same to you.
assess whether or not it's healthy or not, in whatever way you do it. You haven't poisoned us yet, so I have to give us points that
Yet.
whatever you're doing is working.
Wow.
The universe is very. No.
You don't know.
That's what you call a backhanded
don't
compliment. Backhanded compliment.
That's definitely
So
I complimented you.
something.
Nils
worth telling
Nils
Alma.
walks over. The tent's set up, sir.
Very good.
Is there anything else you need from me?
Not at the moment, but
Do you want me to get food for us, or would you like?
we're a little. I don't know. Are you working so hard? But did you see the man bringing the cow through?
Yes, I did.
We're a little concerned about the food. He seemed to have a mark on his face.
Oh, well, it's probably kind of a regular thing. This isn't the. This. We traveled much cleaner when we traveled with when I traveled with Johann and he was mean, but he
Had a certain
Ernst-
standard of living.
Ernst could be a good man sometimes.
I look at him.
We understand his long-standing grudge.
This is
When the four of us traveled, we usually tried to be as clean as possible. It was more Johann's preferences for making sure he had a bath.
Did we tell Nils about the mark? About the sick-looking people?
but we did mention
You were
how-
talking it around him, but he never really. He was more of trying to
we
be.
mentioned the water and how we were concerned about the Yellow Death.
Well, I
We
think
might want to keep him in on this in terms of if he's going to be
okay.
running errands for you.
he should know what to look out for.
When, after the induction ceremony, we spoke with Helmut, the
Yes.
big guy kind of coaching.
Yes, I
Carl.
do. Yes, I do remember. Yes.
He had asked us to investigate the Yellow Death, which has been plaguing the Crusades since they left Marienburg. And at first we thought it was the water, that's why we went to check. But might be the food.
Well, it's not
Well,
just the food.
You saw the people watching us.
Yes. Well, actually, I did, and so did Lanera. We both noticed that there were. I want you to keep an eye out, or we want you to keep an eye out for people with any kind of boils or sores particularly around their mouths.
Oh, okay. I'll,
Just be leery of them.
Be careful. Be cautious.
okay. So keep an eye on for people who have marks on their mouths.
That look
It's,
plaguish.
We're concerned that they might be ill and trying to hide it. But it could easily be a source for the disease.
Really, you're not going to tell him that you think he may be wandering around where there's people who could very well be homeless. Really? Yes,
So
people are
you mean-
sick, but we think more about that is that anyone bearing those marks may be suspicious in a different sense. We want you to be careful of their intentions.
I
They
was
may-
working my way up
Just-
to it.
Oh my god, it's exhausting.
He's a storyteller. He's gonna take 10 minutes to say something you could say in one.
I just don't want you to walk off with something.
take that personally, by the way. Thanks.
You just insulted him.
Wow.
Oh god, we're screwed.
He's the bard. He tells the stories. I'm in character. Don't take it personally.
Yeah, god, that's Carmen.
I'm in
Wow.
character.
Carmen's bitch.
Don't make me break character.
Okay.
Thank you for following.
This is well, I. Are
And I didn't say narrator.
you mean? So they're sick, but they're trying not to make other people aware that they're sick. So you don't want me to get sick? Is that why?
No, we don't want anyone to get sick, but we don't know if they're doing this intentionally or they're
Be dangerous
victims. We're going to be careful and avoid them, and further be careful about our food sources, our water source. If we don't have water on us, then it is best to drink ale or wine.
Well, that goes without saying.
Yes, you would think so.
He's been living very safely his
My
entire life.
my vows do prevent me from imbibing too much. Drunkenness would be
Yes.
inappropriate. But if
You haven't
it
met
is
how
an
many
order
nights, have
from
you?
my knight,
It's an order from your knight.
then I might be
Like,
able.
there's the sparkle in his eye and actually.
I just said he must not know very many knights.
This, I agree with you. Excessive drinking, especially when you have something to be doing, is not something I would suggest, but in this situation, this is an exceptional circumstance.
I will do as I am told.
Speaking of which,
Knight of the loophole. Congratulations.
let's go inside the tent. Go inside the tent.
Okay.
So, do you remember when you picked out that sword from Ayla that you liked? And
Yes.
we had left it with him to get sharpened and polished. Well, he did a little extra, and I handed it to him, wrapped, hold out like this.
He just
Go ahead, take a look.
hastily takes it off.
I'm so excited.
Oh, it will serve you well. It's a beautiful sword.
It's for you.
No,
You chose it, remember?
but
I know it's been a long day now.
yes, but why would you do something so nice? First,
It's important to have a weapon. It is one of the few things you will always have on your travels. It should be important to you.
he unwraps the rest of the cloth around it and holds up the scabbard. He says, he grabs the hilt. Clear. Draws the blade.
Clear.
Triggered.
Triggered.
He holds it, and he's not brandishing it, but he's, you can see he's testing the weight, holding it at the center point. It's balanced a little bit more towards the end than maybe he's used to, because as he holds out, he balances. He's like, oh, he puts it back into. And then puts it back into the scabbard. He says, "It will serve you well." And he puts it on his back and starts to
It will serve all of
hook it
us.
up and connects it.
It's called Honor's Gift.
Honor's gift. That's what I called. That's what I wrote down.
It's on his character.
I wrote it on. That's right.
Yeah.
I wrote it on the
I
character
know, I
sheet.
saw that last week. I was
I forgot if it was
I'm gonna put a little, okay, I'm gonna put a little heart.
a little hard.
Yeah. Listen, the character sheet's in my hands now. Here's the little-
Nils looks to be
I'm gonna turn the
14, 15 years old. He's
A squire's first
not a
real
man,
sword.
boy. He's not a
turns
man
the dot on the eye and gift
yet,
into a
but
heart.
he's now no longer a child.
Look, I can be a girl. I can be cute. See, look what I did. I've
I'll post it on
turned
Twitter later.
the dot on the eye and gift
into a heart.
Yeah. I'm a girl.
What's it called again?
Honor's gift.
Yes, it's beautiful. And it has, for other people, it's D10 or D12 because he's
It's a versatile.
hands,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a versatile longsword. Longsword, great sword. Like it's halfway between. It's a
but
bastard
since he's
sword.
using it two-handed, I guess it would be the 12.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
He says, so, if you don't want me to get you food, can I go and find something to eat? I'm starving.
we should find food, but not this cow.
You don't want to eat that cow. I'm sure we're technically eating other cows. But I
Well-
don't think that cow's ready to be eaten yet. If it makes you feel any better.
You'd be surprised.
At that moment,
I'm trying to make her feel better.
You just hear the sad guttural noise of a cow having its
Last moo.
it's the last movement.
His last moments.
Oh my god!
Precious movement.
Why?
Steps out of tent.
Oh, and friggin' what do we call it? Misty step out of tent. Goodbye.
I had the place to myself. It worked.
Poor Nils. I left him with the bad puns.
No, I grabbed him.
Okay. All right.
Punched
We're
him.
good. We're good.
With me, boy.
Oh. All right.
Okay.
Well, we
so
should go get
The nice.
Okay.
Food.
make a perception test.
Might help if I roll the right die.
6. I've rolled nothing but shit in this tray since you let me use
You
it.
gotta bring it
17.
in.
I need to bless it.
Yeah.
Okay. You see the it's easy to find the Reaper's Carl's bounty. And you see the smells were wafting past the butcher's tent and coming from this spot. They seem to be roasting some something across a simple grill that's been set up over a fire pit. Large grill surface, though. We're talking it's grates, but it's gotta be like 6 feet, and they've got like it's almost like a guy with a fucking pitchfork flipping meats on the whole fucking thing. It's like 6 by 4, bigger than the table. He's sitting there, and they're just roasting, just grilling this meat. Simple.
Give them a once-over.
Are you looking around?
Yeah, them, the people preparing food.
These ones look rather. Oh, you're looking for specifics?
Yes.
You got a 17, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You don't see anything untoward, malady-wise about them. I mean, one of them looks a little shifty, but he doesn't seem to be sick or have anything on his mouth. But you do see that man, the butcher, walking, carrying wrapped parchment, bloody wrapped parchment out of the tent and handing it off to one of Jan's men.
Freshly wet.
Jan takes it and starts heading back in the.
As we're looking over the foods and then walking around, I would like to kind of making it a routine to look with more open senses to make sure everything is kosher.
especially
That's
to
not
the
what I
butcher.
meant, but ooh, yay!
Is it kosher?
Oh, you're using detect magic?
I mean, that was
Okay.
a really specific word to choose.
I know, it's great. I have innate skills I'm unaware of.
I will also use divine
Trafe?
sense
Ah,
as I
sensing
am
corruption.
looking over the meat, especially the meat that was just carried out, but all of it. I'm just
You get kind of you get a little bit of an eye of corruption coming from the general direction of. So at this point, you've walked past the butcher's tent. You're standing on the other side of the grill. You're looking back at the grill, past the butcher's tent, past into the central area. The main camp with the sheet wall. You don't get a direct sense of where, but you do feel the faint buzzing of flies. Like, you ever have a fly just do a flyby of your ear?
Is my
that,
Nurgle senses tingling? You have that.
or maybe I'm trying to describe how the divine sense is working right
like
now.
how I experience it.
It's like a fly that keeps buzzing your ear over and over and over again. That no matter how many times you just get that,
And these little lines appear over your head.
like a mosquito that just won't leave your ear alone.
This meat
Kind of nauseating at the same time.
is tainted.
But you're not getting it from the meat.
Yeah.
You're not getting it from anything really. You feel that it's in the air.
I saw the butcher, yes?
Yes.
And he had...
When
He
I
had a-
see
he had-
the butcher,
he had a large. It could have been a fat lip. You're not sure. You weren't able to see any discoloration on it at
Okay.
the time. Magic, using your detect magic,
Is it still that misty ocean of meh?
the winds are blowing stronger today. But you do get that faint whiff of sulfur in the winds. Nothing powerful, nothing overbearing, but subtle. It's that little bit of brimstone, rotten egg smell just kind of wafts through your nose. You can almost... You feel like a gust of the winds like wash over an arm. And it feels like somebody took olive oil and put it in a spray bottle and just kind of into the air as it washed past you. So you it's like a film almost on your arm. It's just, it sends a little bit of a chill up your spine.
You're saying the meat.
But nothing in particular about the meat itself seems actually fine. The meat on the grill looks fine.
Just something. It doesn't feel good.
No,
There's something off.
whatever it is that you sense, I feel it too. There's something about, but I think the food's okay.
Yeah.
We have to eat something.
DM question.
DM answers.
Their particular sensing,
Mm-hmm.
be it the chaos sensing or the magic sensing. What stat does that play off of?
Divine sense, they don't. They would, if they were looking for something even more specific, it would be like a perception test. But they're just activating a sense beyond. Kind of like how dark vision doesn't take a roll; it just happens.
All right, so
You
it's
see
not
better at night.
It's not based off of their wisdom.
No, it's no actual roll.
Okay.
It just kind of activates.
I mean, if you're worried about the food, do
I
less
will.
than-
I will.
We'll just have to be
Look
careful.
at the butcher.
You don't know that they're looking like that, but you are being concerned about the butcher is still a thing for you if you want.
What about
Well, I do. But you said that I have recognized when she's doing her magic sensing. before.
Detect magic. If you do look at her while she's doing detect magic, you do see that her already large black eyes are kind of opening up a little bit bigger and kind of almost like that sclera effect where you only have like a dot of white on either side of the center eye.
Perhaps you should concentrate your senses near the butcher and his tent.
Where?
Right there.
Perception test.
I rolled a 1. This tray is shit.
21.
Please,
Don't knock the
fuck?
tray.
I'm knocking
Just
the
roll
tray.
better.
Listen, don't be Scott.
Don't be Scott.
Oh my god.
You know what I need to do?
Bad rolls and he blames it on the. Oh, there you go.
This
okay.
is what I need to do.
Yeah. You need.
I am a
calibrated right?
superstitious
You needed to
role
reverse the
player, okay?
polarity.
Yes.
Where's the polarity of the neutron flow? Where's my sonic screwdriver? Damn it!
Everyone rolls dice differently. That's my thing.
That's fair.
The dice
It's not
keep
like she
the
has.
energy.
It's not like she has a dice jail.
I could 3D print those
Yeah.
once I figure out how to 3D print them.
Oh my god, I think she's like, you've been
What did
bad.
you get?
I think it was a 21.
Yeah, okay. You can see the winds flowing in such a way that if that tent were a sail, it would be whisked away. It's not that the winds are being controlled there, it's that as it goes past, it just kind of gets a gust of motion and moves past. There's nothing emanating from it, but ooh, the thing's just like going past it and flying through.
What was your suspicion about it? About the butcher?
Well, we were thinking about that he might be having he might be.
Are you
one of the
wearing
sources of
food,
the-
by the way, while you're doing this? Because they're standing there looking. You're just staring at the food, essentially, and the guy is like,
No, she
you
was
want
looking at the-
anything?
I look back.
Ah,
Yes, well,
do you want any food, creepy old lady?
Do my eyes do anything weird when
No, you just kind of you go into a state of righteous calm. and you sense
Not
you
righteous.
sense corruption
Coming soon.
and the holy. You sense corrupt and the holy in equal measure.
That's the band that plays before Righteous Come.
Corruption and the holy.
Yes.
I love that we have like
Bam.
full on like concert prepared.
Yep.
The White Lions and everything.
Playing tonight at the outdoor amphitheater.
We need to draw our characters as if they're in rock band.
Oh my
Oh
god.
dear lord. Okay,
Yeah.
continuing.
Sorry.
Continuing.
Like, I don't. There's something interesting, but I don't know how.
Well, yes, I try really hard to make sure it's cooked perfectly, but
It smells great.
would you like?
Just sure for four people.
Yeah, we've got turkey. Do you want? Got a few burgers here.
What meat you prefer?
Do you have any chicken?
Closest we got is the turkey.
Oh well. I'll have a burger.
It's not the traditional burger that you would anticipate. It's
No, wait, I know.
it's like a Salisbury steak in a bowl, essentially.
Yeah.
I favor the turkey myself.
I'll also have turkey.
Hands you two giant Ren Fair style
Oh
drumsticks.
yes, yes.
Wearing white, not caring, because that's
This is
super
what I've
light.
always
It's
do-
like,
Not yet.
This
Listen like an ice
Stop
cream
it.
cone.
this
Pull
elf
it out of her
this elf
hands.
doesn't eat
Pull
just
it
the green
out of her
stuff.
hands.
I don't like green food.
We are going to enjoy our food on the road. Nils, what would you like to eat?
This kebab looks really nice.
Nice choice. We'll have a kebab as well.
Yeah, this is that'll be 8 scrap.
I put the other turkey leg in my left hand, so I've got 2 turkey legs. Because I'm like holding it away while reaching into my purse.
It's like 8 silver.
Yeah, I'll give
Scrap
him.
is a silver.
Okay. Alright, I give him silver. Now, let's enjoy our delicious food at our tent.
This is our
kind of like
only
gestures at.
trip out of the tent.
Yeah,
I
gestures
need
for
to
what I want
bless the food. I don't want to insult the man, okay?
You're a knight of Sigmar. That's all you do. Bless the food.
Like you're saying grace at a table.
We have things we are only allowed out once. Then we have to move.
Barry counts the coin.
I'm
as
now
you're
holding the
sitting-
We
two
now go
drumsticks.
away from the
We just turn our
stand.
backs to him, like
like
Thank you, good purveyor of-
Angrily carrying away the 2 drumsticks.
You just hear him from behind you. Food here, turkey legs.
Thank you, O purveyor of poultry.
Okay, no. Let me see your burger, please. Here. And the kebab.
And the Steve.
I'm like now holding a bunch of different food, and I'm just like, you just couldn't wait.
I assume
Sigmar.
you do purify food
Yes.
and drink. Okay, you can go ahead and spend that. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
While you spend that, he'll spend a penny.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm pretty sure
There you go.
it is 1 mana.
I think so.
Okay, 1 mana.
I would think that would be automatic for a paladin at this point.
No.
I don't know.
I thought that was a standard.
I don't think so.
Let us find out. I shall consult the Book of
I
Armaments.
don't have any cantrips.
I mean, it
It's
might
level-
also be.
It's not a cantrip. I'm saying it might be a paladin ability.
But she went with Paladin Oath of the Ancients, so would it be
Yes.
connected with the subclass? Not subclass, not
Subclass.
You know what I mean? For
Yes.
fuck's sake.
Yeah, whatever it is. I know what you mean.
Thank you.
The oath. The oath.
Yeah.
The paladin oath, as Nils carries. He's such a good boy.
This place is quite terrible most often, but if
Well,
something
you're
so-
immune to disease at
If
least.
something so small makes you glow in that way, I can't begrudge it too much.
Sigmar, bless our travels, and the food which your blessing has so graciously provided us. Freed of
Like when she's
taints.
doing this.
Oh, because you're using detect magic? You see life. Green. The green, with a little bit of bright magic in there as well. Is what you see as she goes through her prayer. And
Free this meal of any taints, that it may be fit for Sigmar himself. And then I make the sign of the comet, and then I hands her well, no, first I give Nils his kebab.
Oh,
Then I give him his burger. Then I hold it out to her. Here you go.
Okay.
I like hold it so she can bite on it. There you go. You're welcome.
Another GM question.
Yes. Well, she actually gets a plus bonus based on her charisma bonus to all saving throws because of her aura of protection.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I knew
Everybody
that.
has
I
that.
have it
Oh,
here.
okay.
I mentioned that.
Nobody's rolled any of that.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll remind you. But you do have to be within range.
I
It's
only
10
saw that
foot-
because I was looking for whether or
10-foot
not.
radius.
I thought for some reason paladins had like an automatic ability, like laying on hands, only with the blessing.
No.
No,
No,
I
no. Well, technically, lay on hands can be used to purify somebody after
Yeah.
they
Right.
have been diseased.
But let's avoid that.
But getting
Plus, she's immune to disease.
she is herself immune to mundane diseases.
But not Nurgle.
Aha!
Ah. This is good turkey. Never mind the fact that I haven't had good meat in a few days.
Whoa!
Oh my
It's
god!
not my fault.
No, we are in a camp. We could fix that.
Too soon.
I'm just not. Well, I'm sure
It's
we
hard
could
for a
find
pimp
something
out here.
similar. I'm just saying, if it's distracting you, fix it.
I have more
With one
important
hand,
things
she's trying
to do.
like take off the glove.
Do not-
She realized she was holding the turkey
Bow now,
leg. but
bow
with, like,
now.
Would you like
Like,
some
Bow
help?
now, bow now.
Would you like some help? Do you actually want
As
me
the
to
bot
do it?
starts playing
Okay.
70s
Are
porn
we
music.
pretending or?
She just stands there and looks at the glove. I'm like, that's not really the help I was
go.
looking for.
Well, I
but
didn't know we were pretending that I was taking it off. No, we're really taking off the glove.
transfers it to the non-white gloved hand, like, just kind of like.
I'm not gonna take it from
I
you.
know, thank you. It's just-
Okay. Now that you're eating, what is your
All right. So,
What are you doing at this point?
did you see anything out of the ordinary looking at the tent?
I would say it's of interest. The winds, they move about it in a way that is different, but it doesn't explicitly radiate with questionable intent. I think we could definitely look into it because it's unique. It stands out. I mean, we just need an excuse to go in.
It's too bad you can't sense some sort of evil or something.
I didn't see anything
Can you?
coming from the tent. Don't you remember when we were in the swamp? Oh, that was so long ago.
It does seem like a long time ago.
I could feel something.
But you don't see anything. You don't feel anything
No.
from the tent itself.
Not in. It's just too overwhelming, but so subtle. It's hard to describe. Like flies buzzing around. Every now and then, you just can't. It's very distracting.
Well, I mean, we could go in and look. We can't come up with a reason to go in and look.
Compliments to the chef.
He wasn't delivering meat to them,
Yeah,
was he? He
No.
was. He gave it to Jan's man.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that the perception check.
9!
You didn't see any other butchers
Hmm.
in the camp, but you're not 100% sure if that would make a difference. But they are bringing livestock in, so.
And you just had.
Oh
a
yes,
cow.
but you blessed.
I did.
We're trying to find an excuse. I understand that it is a shallow excuse, but we need
Just
something.
say you loved it so much that you just had to meet him and tell him how. This is what you do, no? Take another bite of the turkey leg.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is good. I would compliment this.
Thing is, these days, the way so many people are out of sorts, I don't know if I would be wasting my time or not.
Well, we're certainly wasting our time just sitting here doing nothing.
We're eating.
We can eat and do other things.
Okay, fine. Noah starts walking toward the tent.
As you get closer, you can hear the heavy thud
Of
and
Johann.
hacking sound of no of a cleaver hitting flesh and then chopping into a board. You can hear a butcher's trade being performed just within the tent. As you get closer, you see the sign that's hanging up and over it. It says Groff's Butchery. Hanging underneath it is 3 cuts of meat, like a triangle, like a
Actual
3
meat or a
pieces.
picture of meat?
Picture of meat in like a filet mignon, but like stacked in like a triangle. 3 of them. Just inside, you peeking in, you can see a large stack of a man. Like, I'm talking like this guy would do well on a sumo circuit sized guy.
And he's the butcher?
Is he the one we
Yes.
saw?
This is actually like a Diablo!
Oh no.
Dragging it with him? Like,
No.
where are the grapes?
Oh, I actually get that reference. Oh,
Thank you, Captain America!
So he's just, you know, you see him pulling up pieces and hacking. You can see the tent from as you're looking at it now. It's a rather long tent, and you can see that there's meat hung to dry along a overhead bar on hooks. You can see a freshly cut 2 halves of a cow. You can see a couple of what you think were a little bit smaller, probably pork. You can see there's a couple of plucked chickens that have had their heads chopped. You can see their bodies hanging as well. And he's cutting up. It looks like it's paler flesh. It might be a lamb, from what you can see. And he's going to move it. He's got greasy black hair. It's kind of like matted down, parted in the middle. Like maybe he took a couple of moments, but it's thin, so it's not like there's any volume to it. It's just like flat to his head. He's got a bloody leather apron over his front. He's wearing sleeveless short, sleeveless common shirt underneath that. He works without gloves, and broad features, almost to the point where it looks like it's probably just maybe he just has a big lower lip on that one side. Like you're not 100% sure.
Phantom of the Opera looking thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Just that side of his face. Like it's. Yeah, he's got that. Was that Karloff? No, it was Lugosi. Lugosi did that.
No,
right? It was Cheney.
Actually, Claude Rains. Claude Rains had the lip, and then they use that for the play too. But anyway,
Have my senses expired?
How long does it last?
I think it's
A little bit of a Stallone lip.
Until the end of your next turn. Whatever that means. That's
10
what I'm
seconds.
saying.
That means it lasts about 10 seconds.
No, so
6 to 10 seconds.
mine is far gone.
up to 10 minutes.
You ate, you did your little prayer. It's just starting to fade as you're walking through the door.
Does anything catch my eye?
It was that same, like, the wind picked up in this area. You're going through the tent, or you're just kind of spying them through the flap as he goes
Yeah,
about
go
his
talk
work.
to him. Tell him how much you loved your burger.
I do beg your pardon.
Oh! He slams the cleaver into the block, turns around, takes a rag off of his belt. How are you?
Oh, fine. Just wanted to compliment you on your cuts of beef that we were dining on in a few moments earlier. Well done.
Well, thank you. I take great pride in my work.
Yes, well, I do know from being in many fine taverns and
I'm still
butcher
annoyed.
shops that it's a thankless job sometimes. So I wanted to make sure to thank you.
He's looking you up and down. You're a bagger too, aren't you?
Friend?
What gave it away?
Oh, the way you talk, you sound like you probably come from, probably the nobles district.
No. Not I.
Well,
But I thank you for the compliment.
I used to ply my trade in the market square. I could catch anybody with my eye.
Oh God. So you're from Marienburg.
I am?
You've been with the caravan since the beginning, then.
Since it began. I was there on the street when I saw Carl smote those two nasty worshippers.
Impressive. So you've really been a devout follower all this time.
That I have.
Started
Another
was
perception test.
Marienburg.
That would be a 15.
As you're talking to him, looking about the tent, I assumed you came in here trying to be a little perceptive.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the back, you do see a crate. Looks like it's filled with, just... At first glance, you just took it for cutlery. Realize it might be weapons? Maybe like daggers? Maybe a sword? And you see there's a curtain off portion. The tent was longer from the outside from where you saw. There's a curtained off portion that kind of leads to what you could probably assume to be like a private quarters, just past the hanging meats.
And the weapons boxes in front of that.
It looks like they were meant to be put back there. They're kind of that part of the privacy division. You can see that the privacy curtain was probably pulled quickly across it. You can kind of see half of it kind of like fell over a hilt of a sword.
Ah, okay.
So, well, if you need anything personal, I do sell cuts just to the public. You seem to be from, you're a guard? You're wearing the sleeve?
Oh yes. Well, I travel with these road wardens.
And he looks up. Oh, hello!
She like leans in from the.
Oh, I thought they were in there with me.
She's.
Well, they let you
Hello.
go in, but
Yeah.
they're right outside the tent.
Yeah.
The flaps are pulled back. They're basically any kind of market stall tent you would see, where it's not a closed tent.
As she's spinning up her turkey, she's putting her glove back on. She's like, he's talking about us again.
Oh, you came on as recently as well?
Yes, we joined up a town back.
Oh, well, welcome aboard. Glory be to Call.
Oh, yes. Well, I will leave you back to your tasks that you are so valiantly and valuably providing for the crusade.
Picks up his cleaver. You need anything? Let me know if you need it chopped up. He starts going back to hacking at the
I
side of
certainly will.
land.
Thank you. Ladies!
And you make your way back out into the rest of the camp.
I heard Marion.
Another one.
Yes, apparently he's been with the crusade since the beginning.
When the Yellow Death started.
Well, here's the thing. I also happened to see that there was a box of weapons. And there's a privacy curtain. And it seemed to have been pulled over just as I was coming in, which might explain his rather boisterous hello. The box of weapons should have been on the other side, but it happened to catch.
Weapons in a war camp seems normal enough.
In a butcher's tent? I just
No,
don't know.
I'm talking daggers and swords.
For what?
You said the curtain is parted. Could you see past it at all?
No.
If he wasn't there, could you make your way into it without disturbing much?
You're making your way back to the
No.
central. I'm just asking while you're are you walking in a direction, or are you just kind of standing by?
While she's finishing up her food, she asks, if you were unseen as a mouse, could you have investigated further in?
Possibly, but there is one... Wait a moment. There is something else, though. He's from Marienburg.
Could he be familiar with your...
He would know Jan.
I swallowed my... That's what I was saying.
But the thing is, wouldn't he know that he's not?
Well, was he a part of a noble family? When you have your back and forth? I mean, you don't know every
Maybe
single family.
I would tread lightly. Maybe he's in on it.
That's what I'm wondering. Something does not quite seem at all right. Plus, it is a very big tent for just the butcher himself.
Do you want to go in?
I don't know.
How will we occupy him while he's...
We don't need to. I mean, we could have you go in and just not be seen. You would need to be quiet and not disturb anything to catch notice. But if that's something that would make it easier for you to maybe tell us what's behind that curtain, then I could make that happen. Talking about invisibility here,
Yes.
people. Okay, cool. Just making sure we came along.
I know.
I know,
Saying?
but the thing is, Brand would not necessarily know that
Yeah.
yet, and then he
Because he's
then
never
he
used
catches
it.
on it. Well, I don't know. I don't. From what you keep telling me, the cloak doesn't work that way.
It doesn't. She looks for, she like grabs his arm and is just like, let's find a place where we're not seen. Is there like any like small little?
Yeah, you can find a simple outcropping nearby.
Okay.
A space between the tents that's kind of extra crowded. Somebody set
Yeah.
up a little bit too close to somebody else.
Planning.
Okay. So I'm casting. Ooh, Jesus Christ! Nothing. I'm
Wow, that's
throwing-
powerful.
Yes. I've been around Carmen a lot. I've learned things.
All of a sudden, his hands start bleeding. What did you do?
All right.
So go ahead.
Yeah. So as she grabs him, her hand moves over and she's just like dinks him in the head, and it just starts to like
Spread.
yeah.
Okay. His form starts to fade from view.
Do I see that
You
I'm...
sense nothing.
Okay. What? What are you staring at?
I poke the air that I now see.
Ow! What are you doing? Stop that! What are you doing?
The wind smacked me.
Oh, I'm so excited to work. That could have failed terribly.
What did...
What? What am I missing
You're
here?
completely invisible.
Here,
No one can see.
kind of wipe off my pauldron. Take a look.
Nah, it's shiny enough that there would be no reflection.
Are you up for an adventure?
I think you broke him.
Oh,
thanks.
no.
You changing your name too?
Anyway.
So how long does that last?
I am a bard.
Oh.
Actually, it's up to an hour.
Wow, okay. So it's got time.
Basically,
It's starting to get dark, though, and you know that within the next half hour, you would probably have to report in back at the central camp.
okay. Basically, you just can't cast spells, or if you're attacked or you cast a spell, that interrupts it early.
And be very careful when moving
You're not,
things.
you're not silent, too. That's
Yeah.
another thing.
Yeah, I would...
Well, I do have that +9 stealth.
I thought if anyone were to be my
Much better than me.
yes,
Thank you.
or me.
For not doing that to me.
Stop it!
It is quite cool.
It is.
We spent all that time with the wood elves, and they just moved.
So now that Brand is...
effortlessly.
Well, when you go in there...
Now, does that give me advantage on my stealth rolls?
Anybody who tries to see you has disadvantage, and if you're trying to be silent, you have advantage.
Everything you're
Well-
wearing and carrying is also invisible, obviously.
Just be careful when moving that curtain.
Now, question: does the cloak is strictly blending in? It doesn't muffle my sounds or anything, but
It's just a visual camouflage kind of thing. It gives you an advantage to stealth, but it doesn't make you quieter.
okay.
That's why but because of the invisibility and also the cloak itself gives you visual.
Is there a trash can somewhere? Like where do we put our bone when we're done with it? If we don't want to litter.
You literally just throw it on the ground.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
It's a bone.
You're seeing.
We'll throw it when he needs a little bit of extra coverage when he goes in. We'll just throw it on the ground. Ah, fuck this. Yes. Throw it on the ground. There you go.
fun.
A little
You also don't know where he is, though. That's the thing. You guys
so
can't
if
see
I
him.
if I put the hood up as well,
No.
it won't help anymore.
There's
okay.
no way to get double advantage.
No, I wasn't talking double advantage. It's just the way.
Or
Before you-
sound.
Okay.
No. it
Before
won't.
you go in, that bell. You don't want to make noise with the bell.
Oh, I'll take it.
You guys can't see him, so you're just holding out your hand.
Did he just leave?
He just walked away.
I poke the air.
He's gone.
Maybe I made
You made a
choice.
mistake. It's like...
So you're making your way towards Groff's tent?
Yes. I'm going to do a very. Just going to do a quick look around the outside of the tent to see if there's another entrance.
There doesn't seem to be. Although, make a perception test.
Throwing him into the thick of it.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. You do think that you could get under a loose part of the tent. It wasn't staked down as tightly on, if you were looking down from where you entered before, it would be like on the right side, just in front of the partition.
So on the other side of the partition, or
On the same side of the partition as
the butcher.
As the butcher right now. But you can hear him thudding away again, and you can hear him just hooking, you can hear the sound of the hook going through flesh as he hangs it up.
Okay, I'm going to listen to see if there's anybody else talking.
No one else, it seems. At the moment, nobody has come by. He seems to be working on his own.
So there's nobody else inside talking.
No.
All right. Would I have a better chance of just going inside the tent? Is there enough room for me to get through from the entrance to where the partition
Yes,
is?
there's well... in between the tents, yeah. There's room for you to get. It's a wide, long tent.
I'm
It's-
just saying, like, he's not like right there, and here's the entrance.
No, he's standing more towards the front, where his there's meat in between where he is. The meat's hanging and drying. Think of it kind of like a market stall. He's in the front by the butcher's block where he does his business, and then there's hanging meats that are drying / draining. Just past that, and then back behind that is where the partition is.
All right.
And it's like 15 feet wide. It's a
right.
big tent.
I will make an attempt to go under that. The
Portion
the loose
closer to the
portion
back?
closer to the back. Then.
Okay. Make with advantage a stealth check.
Nice. He rolled 2 natural
Okay,
20s,
get
too.
this on film.
I will allow you to take a picture
Yeah,
if
I
you
will
just
take
rolled
pictures.
2 20s
Thank
on
you
an
for your
advantage.
permission.
Good, get him out on this. One of those 20s is worthless.
Oh my god, let him enjoy it, please.
By the way, I'm having outlast feelings, and I just wanted to be like, hide under the bed!
Oh my god. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, you can share it during the break.
Yes, during
Yeah.
the break I will. Yes. So, double 20.
Without making a sound and without really...
That's a 29.
You
by the way.
nimbly start to slide under, and you can feel your hands start to kind of sink for a second, so you're able to hold yourself up, and you're able to make it so that only your hands get covered in this new bloody mud. This is where the meat's been hung to drain and dry, so all of the fluids that come off of a drying carcass that has been butchered are just dripping into this part of the tent. So you don't get covered, but just your hands get the gunk on them, and you're able to, as before, you slide underneath, you get your boots underneath you, and you're able to quietly dust the mud off of your hands so that it's not just floating mud in the air.
Right.
And you're right next to the partition. To your right, at your feet, are the weapons in the crate.
What kind of condition are they in?
Terrible. Horrible. Pitted blades. Like it looks like they're rusted through almost.
I would be insulted.
Like somebody left these blades like in water. Like this is the type of blade that you found, the kids found in a river that was dropped during a battle at some point. They look like junk.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Lembas.
Yeah, elf snacks.
I'm going to try to go into the partition.
Another
15.
Do you get advantage still?
I get advantage still, yes?
Why 15? I thought you get your.
Oh, well,
plus
that's right.
to-
I forgot. I get a 9. That's right. So that would be a 12 and a 21.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh my
Thank
god.
you.
Oh my god.
Lord. I was so excited by the natural 20
I know
forgot.
you forgot. I told you broke him.
New toy.
Okay. You see, as you're getting ready to go behind, as he's, he actually stops chopping and looks towards the back. Pulls the cleaver out of the block
Uh-oh.
and starts walking.
Toward him?
Gets about halfway into the racks of meat, stops, has a curious look on his face, walks closer. He comes within a foot of you. Reaches down, grabs the partition, pulls it over the box of weapons, walks past you back towards the center, grabs a leg off of a hanging piece of... grabs a chop and just hacks it off of the hanging carcass and walks back towards the front, leaving you to slip through into his private area through the partition.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So what does he see?
You see living quarters.
Okay.
You see the box in full view. It's filled with just junk weapons. None of them look sharp. None of them look like any armor smith or any weaponsmith would just be appalled by the condition of them.
I'm going to take one of the smaller daggers.
A dagger? Okay.
I'm going to put it in my boot.
Make a dexterity check.
Please don't fail. No!
Did you roll a 1?
Yes.
No!
Now I need you to make a constitution check.
Oh no!
Fuck.
I'm not within 10 feet
13?
of him.
As you're sticking it into your boot, you feel it kind of bite into your ankle for a second.
Oh my god.
But it's probably just a scratch. You move on.
Okay. Is there anything else in here?
You see his clothes hanging. You see a couple of trunks. You see various cooking implements. A big black, like cauldron style pot with a lid on it.
Is there a
Nothing
fire
else.
going under the pot?
No.
I'm not going to try to lift it off.
Nothing else really, though, to speak of.
Is any of the tent bottoms loose in here?
There's one that you could probably pry a little bit just to get it so that it's just enough to slide out if you needed to.
Okay, I'll do it.
Make another stealth check.
With advantage?
With advantage.
A natural 20 and an 18, so 29 and 27.
You're able to just you apply the exact perfect amount of pressure to just slowly lift it out. And then as you let it fall, it looks like it hadn't even been disturbed to begin with. And you're able to slide out underneath. You come out on the other side of the tent.
Okay. I find them.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I smack the air.
Ooh, you got a hit.
You hear that? You're me hit again.
No, I'm gonna find him. Smack, 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 smack.
Well, how do you turn him back? How do you turn him back?
I don't really know.
This is going to be here for a while, so pay attention.
I'm fairly certain if he
Secrets.
So,
if he were attacked, he would certainly it would dispel the end. I don't think I could sustain it through an attack.
Do you want me to hit him harder?
no, don't hit me. Anyway,
do you-
here. I take the dagger out of my boot.
We see a dagger floating in the air.
No, it's in his possession now. It doesn't. It's invisible.
Are you brandishing knives at us?
I can't
see
I
it.
can't.
I thought it would turn invisible once I took
I
it out of
open
my
my
boot.
water canteen and I splash some in his general direction.
Tyler!
Oh, thank God. That was creepy. I can't.
Yeah, but now he's got like the
At least we
invisible-
can see him.
Yeah. There's a little bit of water on him, but then it quickly vanishes
Oh,
as
God.
he's now wearing said water, so he can't be seen.
I don't want to
Wait,
waste
wait.
any more.
Hildebrand. This
You
is
can
the
end
only,
the spell voluntarily.
This is the only time
It's
I would
you.
tell you. Shh, don't.
Okay.
The only time I would tell you to cast something whilst in such a dangerous place. But if you were to cast a spell, I think it would interrupt the flow of the winds that's keeping that in place. Anything would do. Anything we've
I
practiced
think
around
your
the
first
campfire.
plan was
Well,
a better
you
idea.
could punch him.
All right. I'll
Considering it.
considering I felt like I stabbed myself with this thing. I'll whistle
Okay.
and I'll do cure wounds
Okay.
on myself.
You didn't lose any health, but yeah, whatever scratch you had on you is gone. And he slowly starts to fade into visibility,
Well, that was
whistling
interesting.
gaily.
What'd you say?
Well, I gotta.
about-
I,
That
want
was
that?
interesting. And at that point, we'll take our break.
Ah.
Okay, bye.
We return to our game. You had just
Reappeared.
after by healing yourself, that little nick you gave yourself on the ankle, and
Aww.
Ah.
But did you take damage? Is the
I was
question.
starting
he didn't take any health.
No.
He didn't take
No,
any
I'm
HP.
asking you. Did you take damage?
Oh.
Your health points.
Oh no, I'm good. It's
Okay.
just inconvenient. It's when
That would be a 16.
okay.
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
So, I found. Remember, I told you I saw that box of weapons.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of them, and I hold out one of these extremely rusty daggers. I'm just going to drop it on the ground. Could something like this be used to instill sickness?
There's gonna this similar silver pricks kind of explode out in her eyes again. She starts my face. is
I'm
just
also
getting nightmare
gonna.
fuel all
I'm gonna
day.
use my divine sense as well.
We're both just like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, make corruption tests.
But you get my bonus because I'm here.
All right.
You get. I think you
No.
get my.
No.
No.
Wait.
But it's
Corruption.
a saving throw.
Wait. So it's a straight D20. Nothing gets added.
No, it's adds your wisdom to it.
All right.
Your wisdom save, yeah, but your aura of protection,
I
All
can't.
right.
I would say it applies to anything but a corruption test.
12.
This is a system that wasn't in that, okay?
Do I have to add my wisdom? You said.
Yeah, wisdom save bonus. So if you have if it's proficient, you get your proficiency as well.
Oh yes. Okay. So I had 4. Oh, okay. 18.
Okay.
Turned it around and it actually went
Yes. I told you I needed to adjust the winds.
Calibrate?
You had to feng shui it.
Yes.
Your ears, Carmen's ears, are assaulted by the buzzing of flies, and Lanira sees a cloud of them fly up into her face from the winds.
I moved back like
What's the
instinctively.
matter? What's the matter?
Yup. Not good. No.
Did you touch it?
No.
Yeah, actually, it did scratch my ankle as I put it in my boot
Looking
to
at him,
smuggle it
did I
out.
See anything? You're-
How many times can you detect evil?
I'm not detecting evil. I'm using my.
Oh, you're gonna lay on hands?
Yeah, that's why I'm touching him.
Okay.
With my hands.
Spend the 5.
Okay.
Right.
A 2? So that's 4.
Make a wisdom save.
Does he get my thing?
No, you just wasted them.
Oh.
13.
Okay. It's itchy though. The spot where you cut yourself.
Ah, it's itching.
Can I see it?
Not so much like. All right, yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Show
All right,
me.
I'll show her the scratch.
It's a scar now because he
'Cause he
cured
healed
himself.
it.
It's just weird that usually something so small wouldn't leave a scar like that. It's like a fresh scar. It's still got that purplish
Like
hue
it
to
healed
it.
already?
Yeah.
You said you got it scratched you? You sure you didn't just bump into something, or?
No, it definitely scratched me, but I did cure it. You told me to do that, and I did on my ankle because I was the only thing I could think of.
We need to find a safe way to
We need to
wrap
put
this
this-
up. And if we show it to Helmut, well, aren't we teachers' pets? We have proof of the corruption now.
I know that is your dream, to be the teacher's pet.
I was once.
I don't want to look at it again. If we have a sheet, give me your sleeve. The one on your...
I don't have a sleeve.
The one that you tied on your thing.
No, that's my. Otherwise, they'll yell at me if I walk around without the. That's our mark of our station.
You have bags. You have you have like some cloth in
I'm
a
not
bag.
corrupting my bag.
Fine. She takes she usually carries like all sorts of little components and pots. It's just like a small bag or whatever, and she's like, "All right, if you just scoop it in with like
don't.
here, use the end of like a stick or something."
Give me. I pick up the bag as though I'm picking up dog poop, you know? You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh yeah. No, you reversed it over your
Yeah.
hand, grabbed it, and pulled it through.
Yup.
Make a dexterity check.
And, all right. Oh my god. Here we go. Here we go.
Don't fuck it up.
Sigmar, bless me.
What?
Cassandra's microphone was off because she got up, but she was hurt. Everybody heard her for the most part, but
That's good. Probably from how
Yeah.
close
she's fixed.
We are.
No, that got fixed.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Wait. Pussycat, lend her your grace.
Oh, okay. Boost.
And I?
Usually, I would request that from now on you use it before any action be taken. Not a. She's gonna do the thing. Oh, okay. While she's doing it, I'll cast it.
Okay.
Okay.
New skill.
New spell. So
spell.
Wait, so how does this work?
You now get advantage for the next saving throw roll that you make.
Okay.
You touch a creature. This is enhance ability. You touch a creature and bestow upon it a magical enhancement. Choose one of the following effects. The target gains that effect until the spell ends. When you cast a spell, yes. So
Okay, I don't want to be sick.
make your roll.
I know. All right. Well, okay. One of them. What did you say? Or Dex?
Dex.
Dex. I think I can add 2 because of my thing, but
What thing?
shield mastery
Nope.
2.
Nope. That's only if
Okay,
it's
so
an
then
AOE.
just a 15.
Okay. You're able to. You don't cut yourself. As
Okay. As I'm doing it, I'm carefully wrapping the container around a few times to pat it so that people are careful.
the duration
with
is
it.
up to an hour. So you have advantage on
Advantage on dex saves for the next hour. Awfully nimble.
With all that adrenaline.
You so yes, you're able to pick it up without cutting yourself.
Okay, and I wrap it so
Wrap
that
it.
anyone else who touches it won't
Touches
get
it.
pricked.
Okay. Does and what are you doing with it? Are you just you're just gonna hold it while you walk?
Go
or-
to Helmet right away before nightfall.
I would say
Yes.
that would be the
Do you have
best
a
thing
bag
to
to
do.
put this in?
A bag to put another bag in.
It's padded now.
She kind of opens the bag.
Carefully placed it in.
Slowly covers it up. Buckle, strap. Okay,
Okay.
we can go.
Going to Helmut's.
So you're heading back towards the center area. As you get to the sheet wall, one of the guards steps forward and says, "We've made the switch. We've been informed that your probation is on still, so please do not leave from this point on. All the other points have been notified not to let you out. So just do us a favor, no funny business."
Is Helmet within his tent?
I don't know, possibly. He may also be seeing Carl right now.
All right, thank you.
And he goes back to standing post. near-
Okay, so Helmet's quarters are definitely within where we are going.
Oh, you're in the central area of.
Yeah.
Remember
I just
that?
wanted to
Remember
make sure that we weren't coming in here
You
for
should
nothing.
have the map that you drew
Yeah, I
last
did.
time.
Our cartographer,
I
maybe?
have it here. Where is it? It's not here.
Putting my light back.
Why is it not here?
I've made several mentions of it, Mungo. It is fall.
It's not here.
Our map has been pinched.
Did it end up in other people's cards? Alright, so we don't have it currently, but
Where's your Greta picture too?
yeah.
I
Did you
took that out. I didn't take out the maps, though. I kept the maps.
Okay.
Whatever.
I definitely
have
don't
a
have it.
picture of it on my phone somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I think you roughly remember.
You enter
where-
in from the southerly gate, from a southerly gate.
Mm-hmm.
You can see. Where the hell is the fucking thing? Was it chapter 3 that you saw them camp for the first time? Yes, okay. Sorry. Page by page in the... here it is. Alright, so you came through the southerly camp. To your right was a cluster of red and white tents, state halberdiers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 13 clusters of 13 tents clustered around for either halberdiers or bowmans. Behind them is where the corral has been made. That's kind of to the north, northeast. Directly in front of you, in the very center, is a large tent, pavilion style. That seems to be Carl's tent / the meeting quarters-ish sort of tent. Straight back is a rectangular tent that is purple and black. Kind of a barracks tent that is very proper with banners. That's Eisenbach's tent. To the left of that is a circular, another very beautiful purple and black tent. It's Eisenbach's personal tent. To the left of that, you can see iconography of the Cult of Sigmar on a long tent. It seems to be possibly associated with Helmet. To the left of that, you see another similar tent, but it seems to be more of a barracks tent. Down from there, you have Krieger, his tent. You can see it's the white and the red, similar, large enough. Just below that is the black and gold, 2 tents side by side, one of which is Jan's tent, the one you went into. The other one is a barrack style tent as well. That's the basic tent, layout from right, working around to the
All right,
left.
we'll go to Helmet's.
So you head towards the long tent with the iconography of Sigmar on it. You see as you pass by the hammer bearers kind of keep an eye on you as you walk past. One of them kind of gives you one of those watching you nods as you head over to the... It's lit from within. You see some shadows dancing around. What is your tact?
Is like the flap open at all?
No, they're closed.
There's no guards posted?
No, well, the hammer bearers are literally the tent next door, and there's a few of them outside at a fire pit in front of them.
Okay, what kind of like?
I
What's
guess we
Helmet's
just go
What's
in.
Helmet's rank again? Did we ever get a rank?
Lector. Lector.
Lector.
Think bishop.
Sorry to disturb. Is there anyone in here?
Yes, I'm here, but who goes?
These are the road wardens. We are coming to report.
One moment, please. He You can hear rustling a little bit, and sounds like books closing, and then you can hear the sound of wood drawers being opened and closed. And shortly thereafter, in simple vestments, think of like a friar's attire. Helmet opens the tent from the inside. You see him playing with the must be twine on the inside, holding the flaps closed. He opens one flap of the tent. He says, "Please come in."
I'm going.
We go in.
Okay, he closes it behind you. Looks at the three of you up and down. He says, "So I will be requesting that you keep your voices low."
Unnatural 20.
I assume you come to report.
Yes.
We have some evidence.
We'll spare you the details, but we checked the water. We didn't find any leads there, but we saw something strange about the meat, the butcher, and we had him go in and investigate. And if you'll permit me, and I carefully take out the thing.
You're saying Zagroff?
We have found the chaos.
A very clearly corrupted instrument, and this is one of many, but he only took one. We can tell you exactly where it is, if you'd like. Now be very careful, and I very carefully open
He looks
to
at it
show
as he
him.
puts his hands behind his back as he leans over to inspect it.
Now, in addition to this, we also noticed throughout the camp there seems to be a certain lot of people that we think may be not true to their good intentions to the boy either. And they're all similarly marked along the mouth. And while we didn't encounter them while we found these cursed weapons, I would be remiss not to mention it as well. And they're clearly connected.
Does he have hair on his face?
No, he's clean shaven.
There's nothing on his face.
He looks the blade over. Yes, this does seem like it could be something from a corrupted individual's wares. He holds his hand out. Keeps it about 5 or 6 inches off
Roll
the
like,
top.
please don't touch it, please don't touch it.
Pulls his hand back quickly. Yes, I do sense what you speak of.
I felt it too.
It scratched me.
Where does it scratch you?
And I show him my ankle.
Takes his hand, makes the sign of the comet, and puts it directly on your forehead. Like, knocks your hat off your head and puts it directly on your forehead. And he says, "May Sigma bless you, so that you might not be taken by the forces. You are in his hands now." And then he, with his thumb, he marks the sign of the hammer across your head.
Thank
I
you.
hope, for your sake, that you are made of sterner stuff. But you're saying you found this in the Graf's possession?
Yes, he took it.
There was a box filled with more of these daggers and even swords.
Seemed intent to keep it hidden, but we noticed it seemed out of place. We're to be taking a further look.
That's why I brought one back. Because we wanted to show you something.
Thank you. I will ask you to leave this with me. And I will bring this before the rest of the inner council and Carl himself, so that we might decide what we were going to do.
There is one other thing to tell you about this, though. The butcher gave a parcel of meat to one of Jan's men.
Well, yes, he gives parcels of meat to many people. They purchase. If anything, that just means that he is doing business.
It's just an observation.
Your blade is far more damning in terms of evidence if we were going to discuss what is. What you say just now is inconsequential. I will bring it before the rest of the council, and we will see what we can do about this. We have had these possible incursions before. There were cultists masquerading as witch hunters that came in to the camp some week and change ago.
We heard that they had fallen to some hideous disease. And
Yes, their worship got the better of them, as those who worship the filth do at times. They came out of their tent covered in boils and sprouting mutations.
We have
It was ghastly.
been seeing individuals.
I just told him that.
Oh,
You-
with the boils?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
This
sorry.
was not a singular small infection that somebody might get. I do not anticipate or expect you to know all of the particulars of the signs of chaos worship. A simple boil, or as you put it, or scab, or infection is not a 100% sign. If you wish to be inquisitorial in your persecutions, the way the witch hunters are, then yes, go. Burn every person with a wart, pimple, or sore on their mouth.
It's not just that, it's the behavior. Instead of riding up
seem
and...
to be watching us, and
They-
we've been followed by.
We have been followed...
Make a charisma persuasion check.
Both of us?
Both of us?
You make the check to see if you give him the help.
Okay.
All right. Well, I already get +9 on that.
No,
And I
only
needed it.
8.
12.
Okay. He says, well, I wish to focus more on
The immediate
this
problem.
evidence that you have brought me, and all the rest that you say. These are minor things that could be explained by mere happenstance, and just because somebody gets a cold does not mean they worship one of the Dark Ones. I do not. There are those that do believe such, but those tend to be more draconian orders. They believe these things, and I also find myself being with a hint of Shalia's mercy in my teachings. I worship Sigmar, but I recognize all, and I do see the power in the teachings of the Mother of Mercy. So if you will understand why I might not instantly jump at the chance to persecute any with
We were
with
not
a
talking
sore or
about
disease.
persecuting. We merely wanted to make sure that you were aware of it, especially since the fact that they are pretending to be adoring Carl while looking directly at us.
What you're saying is circumstantial. What I have in front of me is evidence. So you
that's
understand
not-
why I am less concerned with what you see as somebody giving you the side eye. You are new to the... We have done this in the past, and it has occasionally brought up some misgivings amongst the rest of the Crusades. They see somebody come in, they are less than helpful at the beginning, and then they meet Carl, and they become true and devout followers, as you have, and I trust that you still believe in what Carl is and what he's trying to do. But the way we like to keep an eye is to give them a position of honor, so that you might be right in front of us. Sometimes you might say that being close to us and Carl is keeping them in the best place to see when they go do things. So, your position may be considered an honor to most, but for you it is still part of your probation. But he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out 6 gold and he gives you 2 each. He holds out 2 to each of you and he says, I am very thankful that you have done this and you have proven your devotion to our cause and to this crusade. So I will repay you and I will bring it before the rest of the councils that you might have your probation lifted before the end of what would be the normal period. You have proven yourselves diligent.
What would be the normal period?
We have usually kept people under there's at least 3 days, keeping an eye on them. And most times, within that time, we see whether they truly do love Carl or whether they are... Well, the witch hunters only lasted 2. Before their chaotic worships got the better of them. Carl's radiance obviously drove it to the surface.
Well, we will certainly keep an eye out for anything else that may be problematic and bring it to you, of course. If there's anything else specific that you would ask us to look into, otherwise we'll probably
Go to sleep.
yes.
So you're gonna head back to your tent and okay.
If there's nothing else that he wants of us.
Well, he's well, I do not see what exactly I could possibly need of you. If you wish, you may head back to your tent and rest for tonight, unless you were given some kind of duty by Herr Krieger at some point.
At the mention of Krieger, we kind of... No, we have the night to ourselves, it would seem.
Yes.
Well, I would not be able to give the full lifting of your probation tonight, but I could possibly be able to see about it being done in the morning. So just sit tight one night and see what will happen the next day. And I trust that Carl, he has a good eye for people. He's a good judge of character, and well, he's taken a liking to you. It was impossible to keep him paying attention to his studies today, as he was speaking of the wonderful things you told him of. And
I hope we didn't distract him too much.
He's a young boy, as much as Sigmar reincarnated that he is still young, and it is in the life of Sigmar that we read that he was strong-willed. So, I take his absent-mindedness and his desire to go and adventure and be a great hero, I take that as a good sign that he is a strong, faithful to his purpose young boy. So, thank you. I will do my best to keep an eye on this, and we will discuss this soon. I thank you again. If you please, I have prayers to make, and I wish to also stand over this blade and make sure that it is contained and its corruption does not spread to anything else. I will say a few extra prayers for you, just in case one of the greater powers has decided to look upon you in this time. Wrong
I
pen.
mean, you were completely consumed by
It's
a
kind of itchy again.
beast. I mean, you're fine. I just got scratched.
More of an
didn't get
annoyance. It's almost like when he mentioned it, you just kind of like, you wanted to go scratch at it, but it passes shortly enough. So, good night to you, and sleep well. And he walks back over to the tent flap and holds it open for you.
Thank you. Good night.
So you head back out, and you're noticing that the sun has fell below the edge of the horizon. It's resting amongst the trees now. Purple and umber hues make its way into the sky as you see the purple and dark blues towards the east as night is falling.
Wow, how much do we feel the need to look into Krieger tonight?
Well, if we wait one more day, we'll be off probation, but what if that's too late? I was considering asking Helmut, tell him, oh, he looks so tired, make sure he's okay.
I'm not
but
certain that would have weighed much in his opinion.
No, it's just circumstance.
To be fair, I appreciate that he's not all brimstone
Yes.
at the drop of a hat.
Nil's waiting for you outside the tent. He didn't go in with you.
I just hope we didn't make a mistake.
Sir, it's been a very long day. Might I go back to the tent now and
Maybe we
possibly
should all
sleep?
go back to the tent.
Yes, just to be safe.
thank you. He kind of leads the way at this point. He's tired.
Is he like dragging his feet?
A little bit. He's holding the sword strap across his shoulder with
Oh,
his hands,
God.
take the weight off of that
I know
shoulder
those feels.
as he walks, kind of swaying,
Yeah.
making his way back.
I kind of catch up to him and walk next to him.
It's not long before you're back at the tent. You're able to bed down.
Yes.
Do you have anything you want to do before you sleep, or is this where you want to rest?
What I 9.
Itches once more.
Great, now I'm bloody Harry Potter here.
What does it mean?
Do you, I wonder how serious. How bad was that dagger? Would you say?
One of the worst things I've ever seen.
Well, to be fair, you were unconscious when you were enveloped, so do you have that to compare with? It's a little bit of a jab between, but I'm sorry, but
The reason I ask
the
is because
feeling-
it's still itching, despite the fact that I had you lay hands on me and the blessings of Helmut. It's still bothering me.
It was a feeling of pure dread.
I'm wondering about those witch hunters.
I had a character question since we were about to do the resting thing. If I were to put magic circle into my ring, do I need to name what is not permitted in or out of it?
When you
I-
cast it. Yes.
Fuck sake.
Converse before
Celestials, elementals, fays, patrons, or undead. What would cultists count as, or like what would a chaos like mutated fucking?
Well, would be
I don't
that would
know.
be evil or chaos, wouldn't it?
No. But within the crunch
Yeah.
of 5e and this spell, what would they fall under? For,
Yeah,
'cause-
that's where like you would have to ask him.
Yeah.
Because
Right,
like
because
I
he
have
does
a
the
few
differentiation
spells.
with the setting.
Yeah, because I could put this into my ring and just have it, because it is a fucking 3rd level spell and it consumes
Yeah.
all that shit I put together.
Oh, the silver and all that.
Yeah, I mean to be fair,
That's what that is.
you don't make holy water. Otherwise, you could have saved me this the entire time.
What do you mean I don't make holy water?
I don't
I'm
know.
a paladin.
Oh,
I
I
have holy water.
You can bless
You
water.
didn't know I don't have holy water. I'm a
Lyra would
paladin.
not know this.
You didn't ask.
This is fair. This is fair. Wait, okay, so
I'm a paladin. Of course I have holy
but-
water. It's like a
pees-
component
she wouldn't
of
know
the
that.
She
spell.
pees holy water.
wow. Wow. I didn't do that. He did that. I was asking about Magic Circle
Which
because
feature for the holy water?
She was saying
What?
if I had it, she wouldn't have had to do all the other things.
because it consumes it.
Yeah, I know.
But I was saying
never asked.
alternatively, if she had if she could make holy water, could I?
Oh,
then
that
use-
counts as a component in the spell as well?
No.
Or does it say
it's-
either or?
It's either holy water or powdered silver and iron worth at least 100 gold pieces, which the spell consumes.
Why didn't you tell me this?
Because she wouldn't know. She's like making spells
Okay,
and shit. She
so
doesn't think
bless,
about
I
that.
believe, is a spell. You have one of your spells that can allow
Yeah, I
that allows
can
you.
prepare
You
it.
make holy
yeah.
water by blessing the water.
Yeah.
But I
It's
think,
well, no, it's a specific spell done to create.
yeah, I think I
Aw.
would have to prepare it though.
Oh, Annie.
But if you had told me, I could
Annie.
swap it out. So at any point, if
well,
we ever
so
have
my,
that conversation,
my actual question also was, it specifically asked me to choose between celestials, elementals, fae, patrons, or undead. Oh, my muffin, she's holding her toes. Hi, I'm gonna be your GM, and everything's gonna be okay now.
no more corruption.
She's the house
creepy
cleric,
rolls.
actually.
She was purring as I was holding her.
Oh God, are you healed? Do you still have paper cuts?
Yes, I'm good.
Oh,
Okay, so what would
The healing power of purrs.
Not
chaos
good
count
enough.
as like a
I would allow you for. You could say
Like what?
demons. You could say
Demons?
demons.
well, that's not.
okay.
It's not listed there, but I have to
Thank
make.
you.
I have to make concessions for the
Yeah.
universe. So
That's
demons
what
would be a
we
listed
said. That's
thing.
what we were saying when you were
What is the list again? Celestials,
Celestials, elementals, fae, patrons, or undead.
patrons.
Patrons?
I would say demons, maybe, because like demon
patrons of warlocks.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I would say demons. I would look up which was that a normal spell?
Yeah, it's a normal spell called Magic Circle. It's 3rd level abjuration.
I can just look up magic circle here now that I've got it.
Yeah, you create
Oh,
a 10
I want my Mordenkainen's book.
You create a 10-foot
I
radius,
just saw
20 foot
Mordenkainen's
tall,
was it Magic Hand or is it just Faithful
Cylindrical-
Companion? I think.
cylinder of magic energy centered at the point on the ground that you could see within range. Glowing runes appear on the
It
block.
doesn't say patrons. It says fiends in here.
This says patrons.
That's weird.
Ah,
All right.
interesting.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
fiends would count as demons.
Or cultists.
Like,
It depends on how far along they are mutated.
okay.
Basically, there's a level of Shark Dude would
Okay.
be demonic enough to count as demon for the purposes of that kind of
He
thing.
would be kept away from you.
Oh no, that's not what she wants.
Well, we keep them outside of a safety zone that you could create.
Oh yeah, also
put
I
him
can
in the
trap
friend
them
zone.
in it too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You put him in the friend zone.
So magic circle.
I don't feel so good.
Sorry, I was stupid. I didn't know I had questions. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
As Bran turns into dust. I don't feel so good.
So, the magic circle thing, the way you do it is you cast the whole spell until it goes into the ring,
Yeah.
using the whole cast time, and then when you decide you want to release it from the ring, it happens as an action.
I mean, thankfully, it only takes a minute to cast. So it's not like I need a lot of time to prep it for her ring. It's just that now that we finally have... She's like, well, you guys talk among yourselves. I have things that I need to do. I have ideas. That wasn't the only thing I had an idea about. And she just starts unpacking her bags out and, casting it for fiends into the ring. Also, this card sucks dick balls for Magic Circle because they don't tell you what it does because it takes so long that it's like, just go to the page 256.
Yeah.
They tell you how to prepare
It says
it,
nothing
that's
but
it.
fluff on this. And while I love me some nice story and adjectives, I'd really like if they just Reader's Digested it. Like, yo, girl, this makes it so that they hurt themselves if they try and come in your circle.
You said it's 253?
256.
Well, that's like enhanced ability. It says see page.
Wow.
And the thing is, you know what it says?
This is the most useless card I've come across.
And you know what it says?
Okay.
And you know what it says on the page for enhanced ability? You get advantage.
They
All right.
couldn't have put that on.
Creature can't willingly enter the cylinder by non-magical means. If the creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel to do so, it must first succeed on a charisma saving throw.
Oh.
Creature has disadvantages on attack rolls against the targets within the cylinder. Targets within the cylinder can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by the creature. When you cast this spell, you can elect to cause its magic to operate in the reverse direction, preventing a creature from the specified type from leaving the cylinder and protecting targets outside.
Like a cage.
Yes.
Okay, did that say, what did it say about the targets on the inside? That it protects them from...
Charm, frighten, or possession.
Yeah.
Okay, not corruption.
No.
There's no protection from that, my friend. Not with our choices here.
So there you go.
Thank you.
All right, you
So
and
she goes about her
Yeah.
wizarding ways.
I crawl in one of the cots that we have.
Okay. Hildebrand doing anything before sleep?
No, I guess I'll just turn in.
Okay. So the two of you crash for the night. Linnea goes about casting her spell. And once the energy releases and then coalesces and gets drawn up into the lore master's ring.
She just looks at where all the shavings once were, and she was like, "You were so expensive."
When you hear heavy footsteps outside your tent. You two were asleep at this point. It took her long enough to prep and get ready and then cast the spell. Then
Leaning down to Carmen, like, so she's like,
you can hear the footfalls as well.
I slowly get up.
she slinks over to Hildebrand and does the similar thing. Hold it.
No, I'm not wearing my armor when I was sleeping, so I'm gonna quietly tiptoe.
She's gonna get Nils.
Without disadvantage.
Nils is hugging the sword right now. He's just-
She like hesitates for a second.
I can't
The feels.
with it. It's a
Kinda like-
security broadsword.
Well, you know what?
his
We'll
hand
keep it
jumps to
secure.
that. His hand jumps to the handle for a second as his eyes open.
Tiptoeing toward the noise. Try and hear.
Okay. Peeking out through the tent flap,
Yeah.
the heavy footfalls kind of pass by your fire pit right outside your tent. And through the flap, you can see it's
Is it Krieger?
Krieger.
Oh shit.
He's walking off in the direction of the easterly exit to the sheet wall.
Do you want to say something to him?
Do we want to approach? Do we want to
Make perception tests.
8.
Ooh,
9.
17.
Oh, by the way, obviously your grace has ended now.
Yes.
So she's like,
Yes.
wait. Ah, shit.
You see, you just see him as he's walking. You notice that he's got this look of concern on his face as he twirls a beard, as he twirls at his mustache.
Don't twirl your mustache, sir.
As he walks, but it's not it's more of
In
a,
thought.
you know, he's looking for answers within the mustache, kind of.
No, it's the beard. The beard
Well, he doesn't
has
have
the
this, he has this, so this is what he does.
The
He's trying to wring the answers from the edge of the mustache
The beard has the answers.
Hildebrand,
as he walks.
if you were before he leaves, strike him up in a conversation. See what state he's in. If someone's going to, then we could see if he's like sleepwalking, if he's just in a fine mood. We can't
Yeah,
technically.
hurry up,
Hurry,
Right.
he's gotta go.
All right, I'll go out. I'll go out. Good evening.
How do
We're
you
such bad people.
I know.
describe? Tell me what you how do you exit the tent?
We're like the
I
worst
just go
Squidwards.
casually outside. Ah, good evening, sir. I'm
He's
very sorry to.
nearly jumps out of his fucking skin. Oh, oh! Turns around.
Exactly.
It's dark night, isn't it?
Yes, I just happened to hear someone walking outside, and I saw you, and I'm just rather surprised that you're out this late. I thought you'd be getting some rest for sure. You seemed so fatigued.
Not something
this
you want to
afternoon.
say to a soldier.
Do we
Make a
go-
persuasion
you wanna go
check
out
with
it?
disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Sorry, you're being a little accusatory and a little
Yeah.
on the nose.
No, I was
You looked so
I was
fatigued.
I was,
Like,
I was concerned.
You were-
insult.
you
like,
were-
you're shitty at your job.
Okay, my lesser roll is a 17.
total. Okay.
That is a nice roll.
I have a +9 persuasion.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
That's
You were the man for the job.
He has expertise in persuasion. Yeah, stops for his he looks at you kind of oddly for a moment. He says, "Well, so the meeting we just had with the inner council, Carl's advisors, was very troubling.
Ah.
I just trouble sleeping, I guess. I was going to go use the latrine and possibly I would try to sleep again.
How does he seem? Does he seem...
He looks absolutely knackered. He is... There's dark rings under his eyes. He looks like a man who needs to sleep. But he just can't seem to. Like the worst case of insomnia you could think of.
Perhaps one of the priests can assist you in your slumber.
I've sought counsel at times, but no, I'm just need to walk every once in a while. I'm able to get to sleep eventually. So if you'll excuse me, he kind of absentmindedly walks off in the direction that he had started.
Now, is he going towards the latrines?
Yes, he's going towards the
He
east.
usually walks towards the latrines and then way past it, I think they were saying in the rumors, like when they were.
We wouldn't be able to. The thing is, we wouldn't be able to get out past it.
Unless.
2 people can go. I don't have it in me for 3. Or 4. Definitely not 4.
If we're caught outside, it'll be the devil to pay.
What if we have no choice? Because if he's mixed up in this and they just had a meeting about it, where do you think he's going?
You said he just looked knackered. He didn't look like raving.
No, he looked tired.
He didn't look like he was upset or angry or even crazed. He just looked and sounded exhausted.
Honestly, we could probably still sleep the night. You guys haven't had more than maybe an hour tops. Tomorrow our probation will be lifted and we'll be able to stalk people at will. If you don't want to risk losing whatever ground we've made here, let it go. It doesn't seem to be a danger right now, and if he's a danger later on, well, there's plenty of guards around. We'll hear someone scream.
That's fine. But if he is mixed up in this and he covers his tracks tonight,
Well, he seems to be doing this frequently.
Well, if tracks are covered, we'll have a suspect for a helmet.
oh, but it's all speculation, circumstantial.
I have a feeling that considering he wanted us to investigate Krieger in the first place, he might think of it.
No, he didn't. Helmut didn't want us to investigate Krieger.
We found a note about it.
That was the note.
Yeah, one of Eisenbach's men was particularly interested, and then you heard the guards, Eisenbach guards, discussing the rumor.
Well, we have that note. We can show that to Helmut as well.
If we get caught, it's something.
You're right. We're pretty useless like this. We should sleep. We've been marching all day. Well, not all of us.
I'll be up for a little bit longer. I'll keep watch, and I'll wake you guys if I hear anything.
Okay, but please don't stop me from breathing next time. I would appreciate that.
Old habit. Sorry.
Okay. Plop back in the bed.
You guys head back to sleep. Laniera goes into her trance for a short period
Cover
of time.
my head with the blanket.
2 or 3 hours pass, relative quiet. You hear some,
God damn it.
you hear some footfalls, a couple of people laughing. Through the flap, you see like 2 or 3 guys. 2 guys walking. One of them has an arm over the shoulder of the other, carrying a wine bottle. Laughing as they walk, trying to kind of.
Have I
then
had
they
enough
burst
of the
into flame.
trance to get back?
Well, the trance you're allowed to. It's kind of like the way, if you remember from Lord of the Rings, the elf dreams.
Yeah, well, I meant
you're
with arcane
aware of your
recovery.
surroundings while trance. So long as you don't break the trance to do something, you technically.
Gandalf sleeping, holding the.
No, he was sleeping. He just sleeps with his fucking eyes open. Elven trance, you're aware
Yeah.
of your surroundings, but you're not completely asleep. If you decide to act upon anything you see or hear, then you snap back. You lose the trance and you have to try and start it all over again. You get only a short rest instead of a full rest. But 4 hours do pass and you are before you hear anything else. Yeah, it was about 4 hours. We're talking maybe at 1 in the morning-ish, just after midnight. See Krieger walking back. Walks right past your tent.
Does he seem unremarkable?
Just he looks tired, and he's a little less pensive, a little bit more just shoulders, just ugh. And he's kind of trudging as he walks, trying to get back to his tent. Maybe a half an hour later, you hear the low, poor singing of those 2 guys that walked past. Make a perception test.
Seven.
You notice their wine bottle's empty. But they walk right on past you laughing and walking. And as the sun crests, the morning begins, and you guys are awake and ready to greet the day. And Laniera is sitting.
Get mana back?
Your mana has returned. Your full rest, and you can swap out your spells for prayer as you wake up. If you want to switch to another
Well,
spell.
she didn't ever mention it to me, so I'm not going to. There's no reason.
I don't know why she would know that. In character, I don't know why she would know it.
If you ask,
You've seen her perform holy acts, so the possibility of her being able to bless water is a thing. You know the spell because you formulated the spell, so it means that any possible components, like you learned the spell not from a book, you learned this from leveling up. That means you formulated this version of the spell, which means all the required components you thought of.
Okay. That's fair.
So
Sometimes I need the explanation because I'm
no,
like,
it makes sense.
Yeah, try to come up with like storyline reasons why
Sometimes
I
there's
would
not
suddenly
enough time
know
to
this ability.
explain. So you have to sum up.
Yeah.
But the next morning, you can hear the activity starting amongst. You can smell bacon cooking on fires. You can hear murmurs as soldiers who spent their night sleeping, not your night guardmen, are starting their day. You can hear chuckles, you can hear a couple of barks of command as the soldiery in the center of this compound start to come to their senses and are being told to come to their senses. So you have what you saw through the night.
So, anything interesting happen?
Krieger came back, like about an hour after he left.
Hour after midnight.
After
So
midnight?
like
He was gone 4
he was
hours.
gone like 4 hours. So like we're talking, Hildebrand went out and intercepted him
Yeah.
at like 9 at night.
And he came back at 1.
Yeah. Krieger didn't come back till 1. He didn't seem anything particularly strange, so I didn't intervene, but tired, as always.
Even still, if he was going to the latrines,
He said he walks, right?
he said he goes for walks, yes, but
Quite a hike.
yes,
Um,
4
In the
hours?
middle of the night when he hasn't. Ugh.
I understand we're a little
I'm having a flashback.
prickly about people taking night walks. We know what happened last time we jumped to a conclusion about people taking night walks.
Yes, but there was still a problem attached to it.
Fair enough.
You did see the direction he walked though. So
What direction?
he walked in the easterly direction, and that is the direction of the latrines, but there is woods just beyond those latrines.
Well,
so.
now it's daylight.
Hopefully we will.
If our probation is lifted, we could go that way
There
and
was-
investigate.
There was something that I was trying to say last night, and I got shushed and pushed away. When I was starting to say, I wonder if we had made a mistake in bringing it about bringing the dagger to Helmet.
Well, I mean,
And I'm
there's
saying this low enough. We're in our tent, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's always the chance that you won't guard it properly, someone will touch it.
it's not just that. But if I told him that there's a box of these, why wouldn't he have immediately sent out guards to seize the box?
They may want more information. They may want to discuss how they're going to apprehend this possible agent of chaos rushing in headlong while it seems to be our forte.
It was
Isn't
pretty
always-
late.
Yeah, isn't always the smartest idea. And if there's a chain of command involved here,
But it gives him more.
bureaucracy might make it
But
slower.
it also gives them more time to get rid of it.
Exactly.
I don't.
And we left our only proof with him.
Well, who else would we have to prove to? No one's going to listen to us here other than that man. And if that man doesn't want to listen to us, well, we're fucked. Then the only thing, then it doesn't matter who we prove anything to. All that matters is that we've seen it and we'll make our actions based
Carl
off
would
of it.
listen to us.
Our poor boy's so uneducated, he wouldn't know what to do with it, though. They just teach him. I'm sorry, they just teach him all your prayer, and that's wonderful and all, but there's so much more he needs to know. If he has any kind of talent, he should explore all his options. But they keep him festered away so he's easier to use.
If Helmet told his council about this,
Well, he said there was a meeting. He didn't say what they talked about at the meeting.
Well, then,
he said he was concerned.
I think it's very likely that he was at least addressed at this meeting. I love that there's glitter on your face. I love that I have infected everyone. There's like one little speck of glitter that I've noticed on the side of your cheek. It's fine.
It
It's fine.
spreads.
That's
Which,
your
by
life.
the way, make 3.
3?
Yes.
Oh,
I don't even know what this means.
Oh.
Great, I'm gonna turn into a slug thing.
Oh no, not again.
Oh no!
Not slug.
Not again!
It's a sore subject.
Okay. A unnatural 20, a 12, and a 10.
Still itchy in the morning.
I was just about to say, I'm going to look at it.
It's wider.
Scar?
Like the scar, it's like the scar deflated and opened a little bit.
It's open?
No,
Or
not
just,
like
it's like indented.
like it's indented and
Yeah.
like
So like as if
Oh,
someone had cut
oh.
out some of his muscle.
yeah, a little bit of the flesh has been like stolen.
Oh, this is not good. Could you look at this, please? And I show her the ankle.
Hell?
I mean, when I looked at it before, it had no sign. I looked at it with magic, right?
No, you didn't.
I didn't?
No, you looked at the knife with magic. You looked at the knife. You looked at the wound first, then you looked at the knife with the magic. You didn't detect magic on his ankle.
It's a new day. I'm using divine sense.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
her magical elf eyes.
Is what you hear coming from his ankle.
What is they hear?
Something's eating away at
What
your.
do I say?
It's eating away at me?
That same whoosh of magic. You are seeing little rivulets of strands just kind of swoosh past it.
That's a problem.
I feel like we should cut it off.
Wait, what?
That's the only solution.
Do you have medicine?
No, just
Well, it's
no,
battlefield,
now,
all
wait.
right? So she kind of has an idea.
I don't think I took that though. No.
You can't cut my foot off.
I'm not saying I would do it. I'm saying I don't know how to stop
If
that.
something's been infected, which I would say that is infected in a way I could not quite place, you wouldn't want it to spread, so I understand what you're saying.
I don't want to cut it off, but I don't know what else.
What about the boy?
Well, I'm gonna try to...
Mills is kind of waking up and stretching. Am I the one you are talking about?
No, but you want to see something gross.
No, why would I want to see something gross?
You look at this.
This poor boy.
Listen, he wanted
How
to
long
live.
have you had that scar? Looks like it was a very bad wound.
It was a scratch last night with that dagger we
She's just like
found.
staring at it, like, what?
Oh.
Maybe if we can, I mean, maybe we don't have to
It's
take
just-
it off. Maybe we can dig enough into it to cut
If
off
I were
the
you, I would be
infected
very
part.
concerned.
I think I am.
Oh, you don't look it. That's why you hold it in very well.
I think it's definitely a magical corruption, so
Uh,
not an actual physical malady. Otherwise, I would say, burn it, scorch
I'm
it.
usually able to purge that, but I couldn't, and neither could that helmet.
Would I know anything about like cursed wounds?
Make an Arcana check.
What about Johann? I don't want to lose my bloody foot.
We don't even know if that would fix it.
21.
You know that corrupted, like, chaos disease and chaos wounds? They operate on a different level than just normal things. You've heard of lesser restorations that might be able to get rid of certain things.
would it? Wait, just because I'm curious. If untreated, would this be like the start of mutations from chaos?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
There's a very high probability that it might.
She's kind of just like
And this
sitting,
is-
looking at it. It's like, stay still. Just thinking. Do you remember the mutant that we fought with?
Yes.
They may have started off just exactly like that. I think that's exactly what it might have looked like on them. If you were curious about someone else's lifestyle and what they might have gone through, I think you should know that is definitely. the
I'm
way
not
makes
that
sense.
curious.
Well, you should.
We could always cut it off. And I lift up my axe.
Actually, Carmen, make a religion. Do you have religion or a con?
Do you have religion, girl?
I don't think so.
Make a religion test.
You don't have a religion.
for
You don't have
Nils.
religion as a skill.
No! I live in the woods. I only know what I know.
What's Nils' intelligence score?
Nils. He has a 14. And he has religion.
So this was made by the corrupted blade, you said, yes?
Yes.
I do not want to speak out of turn, but do you remember the prayer of restoration?
I think I might know something about it. That sounds familiar.
Yes, I do. But I would need...
Okay, so now I'm going from fluff to crunch.
Yeah.
Lesser restoration is an actual spell.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
a second level.
But I don't have it prepared.
You don't have it prepared, but it's still mourning. You technically could
I
prepare
could
it.
prepare it, yeah. Okay, can I have the cards? The
Or if
cards.
Nils has it prepared.
Well, I don't have Nils cards either.
Uh-oh. Where were Nils' cards left?
I don't know, but I didn't notice until now.
I didn't unpack his because I'm not used to it. Hold on.
Oh, if you just grab the paladin deck, I'll take it out.
Paladin
There you go.
deck.
Yeah. I know it's a spell, I just didn't have it prepared.
Yes, it's a second level
Yeah.
abjuration. You totally have that.
Yeah.
Clerics. There you go.
Y'all.
They should be toward the... Did you just put his away back in the front of the cleric box?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I probably did. Here we go, Red.
I was like, why on earth would I remember anything?
Okay. What am I gonna trade out?
So just cure wounds and lay on hands won't get away with that. Lesser restoration possibly could.
Okay.
What is-
Possibly could.
Just
normally lesser restoration works as like it just gets rid of you touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. I'm
Yeah.
adding you make a spell attack against it, and all of the chaos corruption spells have a DC that you have to beat with a lesser restoration casting. So you would
Is
make
that based on your wisdom?
you would make a spell attack. Well, it would be her spell casting modifier, which would be her charisma.
Her charisma.
She would make it would be charisma plus proficiency bonus, and then the spell has like a DC. So it's like hitting an enemy. You have to hit it with the lesser restoration. It is a wily infection.
okay. I will prepare my lesser restoration, and I will give up
Drop the mana, but
my wording bond for now.
okay. Now I have a general idea that clerics and paladins, you know, they use their.
I
Oh,
sit
that's right. I can
down-
only affect. That's right. Okay, I just
I
remember now.
sit down cross-legged, and it's like I'm meditating. Like my hands are together, and I'm just thinking, and I'm visualizing this spell.
They're just watching. It's just like the curiosity of seeing how her magic works.
Yeah, it's more meditative than.
By the
than
way,
anything.
your enhance ability spell, does it only affect saving throws?
They're like jammed in here.
Let me-
Shit.
Or does it say tests?
Where did they get put away?
If it
I
says
don't even-
tests, that means anything done with that specific thing.
If they're not there, I
I
would
don't
say.
know, there's just so many cards.
Well, yeah. Probably on this side.
Yeah,
it's
maybe that's what this is.
No, I think usually what we do is we
Wait. There's a
backwards.
Mordenkainen card on the not a Mordenkainen, Xanthar's card on the back. Xanthar's card on the back.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Oh,
Wait,
my
so-
cards from our Dungeons and Dark Souls game.
Yeah, he has the same spell levels though, so he can select from all of those.
Okay.
Okay. Here you
Well, there. Thanks.
go. Make your choices,
Yeah,
madam.
I'll have to write it down. But I
Eagles-
just took
okay,
it for
here's what it
myself.
says.
You can basically make a quick reference
Oh,
guide
here we
of the
go.
spells that he would take.
It
from.
says checks.
And I think
Checks.
this one. too.
Yes.
Not saves, just checks. That means any usage of that power of that.
Okay, for example, Bear's Endurance would gain 2d6 extra temporary hit points. Bull's Strength doubles carrying capacity. Cat's Grace.
this
He
does
has
more
it
than
for
just
sure.
increase your saves, dude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is.
Eagle's Splendor. The target has advantage on charisma checks.
There you go. That would apply here.
Okay. So after I'm done meditating, I'm gonna walk over to him, be like, sit
So
down.
she opens up her copy of the Life of
Oh,
Sigmar
yes.
Let-
and contemplates and
Yes.
prays
Yes.
And I
goes
will.
over the section where Sigmar received a grievous wound, and his purity and his light overcame that. And there's a prayer attached to that passage. You kind of mull over that sequence again. Bring that catechism to the front of your mind.
Yeah, I read over it a few times.
Soar with the splendor of an eagle shining bright in the sky.
Okay. So now you have advantage on all charisma checks for the next hour.
Windsor, nicely done. I saw that.
All right.
Thank you, I think.
Does
I think
it feel invasive that she can always see all of the things you do? Sit down on the bed.
All right.
Does it feel
Brandishes
invasive?
axe.
Time.
Oh, you're gonna write more pages,
Oh, but the
right?
thing is,
Are you ready for me?
The thing
For me
is,
now.
Sana,
the thing is, that's her. I know her axe is her focus. So it's making me very nervous.
To ease his mind. I wasn't even holding it.
Oh, your axe.
It's leaning against like the bedpost. All right. So
Okay, because that makes me very, very nervous. The axe.
I put my hands like kind of like surrounding the wounds. And I concentrate on the light to lend you the light of Sigmar to fight off this otherworldly corruption.
Make a spell attack. So it's like I said, it's so you have advantage on this.
Yes.
Because your spell attack is charisma.
All right. So my highest I rolled was 14. What do I add to that?
Your charisma bonus plus your proficiency bonus.
Charisma is 16. Proficiency in what?
Your proficiency bonus, period.
Oh, just 3?
You're always proficient in your spell
Okay,
casting.
so
Yeah,
19.
19.
But
You
is it
actually
enough?
see a soft light form in between her hands. And you feel this warmth coming up over your leg, and you feel a sharp stab for a moment, as if
I grip tighter.
that
when he
feeling when
clenches.
When you yank a splinter out.
when a cat bites down unexpectedly on a fleshy part.
That's really
Yeah, I know that.
specific.
Right there. You feel that for an instant, and then it vanishes, and then your ankle feels warm, and
I look down.
as her hands come away, the scar is gone.
Thank you, and I apologize for the whole Lornock thing.
So,
In case you're wondering what I mean by that,
I understand.
That's actually a valid point. We haven't really addressed what we will say as to them if we run into them again.
aside from don't shoot me,
You'll be saying that.
That's what I know. That's what I meant. I said.
I'll be standing there not understanding a thing like usual.
I mean, we had an agreement.
I can teach you.
Yeah.
We had an agreement with them. Do we want to proactively seek them out to figure this out? Or do we just want to hope that this does not come
Going
to
into the
bite
woods
us in
is the first
ass?
place to find them.
And there have been some people walking into the woods, so I'm saying.
You know,
if
I'm
we are
curious
going to-
too. If they are watching, why didn't Krieger become
Two
a
boots.
porcupine?
Plant themselves just outside your tent, and you hear,
I stand up.
"You have been requested in Carl's tent. Please arrive in..." I don't want to say church clothes, but church clothes is the only thing that popped into my head.
We'll put our uniforms
In
on.
informal attire.
Mira looks like panic confused, like this is all I have and it's dirty and this is all I got. She just like pulls up her
Actually, I think I might be able to help you with that. I have
She's just pulling up her gloves to cover the scars a little bit more, like
I have prestidigitation, which can be used to clean.
True. But you're also.
What's dirty?
She said her clothes are all stained and
Oh.
everything. I said I used to do this. I thought it was trickery in part of my act. Sometimes I would like change the color of my handkerchiefs and clothes and things, but let me see if I can do the way you told me, the way you started to tell me.
you're totally watching with like
Okay, and
interest.
I'll take your
I'm
hands.
watching
And
intensely.
1, 2, 3.
And they're clean.
Very good. You did that normally.
Do me next.
Wait, do her next. I want to watch again. Do it again.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
And the gloves are clean.
Just the gloves?
Just the gloves.
I can actually wait. Let me see how much I can.
I know it says you can do a full, but this is a fluff kind of
Yes.
thing. Like
Okay.
you have to kind of do to each thing. You're not just going like.
Yeah.
Sure,
Clean.
Carl will be most pleased. with
Remember, the
my
effects are
gloves.
much lower end unless you're doing like grand magic.
Right. That's it's small, but
She leans in a little closer to them and looks over at Nils and then looks back to them. We haven't addressed your skill set, and as that is something we need to keep very to ourselves,
well, that's why we were in here. But
do you want to talk to Nils about how there are certain things as
Nils
his-
is kind of leaning over.
Do you want to explain to him about
He's yours.
Oh,
yours.
oh, I see. Only mine
This
when
one's
it's
yours.
bad
That's
thing.
Your son, not mine. You know what your son did today?
Before the sun rises, he's your son.
No, you clearly understand the nature of his abilities more than I do.
What?
Please explain.
Nils is kind of confused as he's tying his boot.
Did you see what he did with the gloves?
Yes, I have
Just a
seen certain tricks and such. I thought that was just part of him being an entertainer.
of course.
This is exhausting. If he's going to be with us all the time, he needs to know, and we need to decide if we need to kill him or not. She's like, no,
His eyes just
No, she was kidding.
I'm really choking you. Wow. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, chat.
Oh no.
Wow.
We
I'm
hurt
sorry.
him.
I hurt him. I didn't hurt Nils yet, though.
What?
What I'm
We
saying,
like him.
Yes, I know, I do think he's got a lot of promise.
He just.
But that's
she
why
just
I
got him. You can't.
Oh my God! Let me speak to the boy.
I'm very confused.
I know what is.
Show him your leg.
I'm sorry.
Let me educate your squire, since you do want to.
No, I don't mess in those magics.
Are you doing your best orc impression? Your intelligence is matching it right now.
Oh.
What I was trying to say As she's like grabbing for her bell off her chest.
Excuse me. I'll be over here. Not here. Not here.
You do know you have to be to Carl's
Yeah.
tent soon.
Yes.
And
Yes,
get dressed.
let me-
I'm just reminding you.
I need to
I just cleaned your gloves. Don't get them dirty
with
again.
blood. Sorry. Since I've been elected, I feel that if you're going to be, with us in this troop of ours, there are things you need to know. We don't hide things from each other. We are open about it. And something particularly prickly is that our friend here does more than just tricks. He has a natural, innate ability for the arcane, and he was not trained through the proper.
I
Has he
didn't.
not been to the colleges?
I did not
He
know.
had no idea. And while I am training him nightly, myself.
But then he is a witch.
He is not. No, he is just a talented wizard who has no sense yet. He's being trained through me, and I was trained in the
I'm like a
sappery.
squire.
Yes, he is like my squire. And I am training him to make sure he doesn't misuse his skills. But unfortunately, not everyone had access to that training.
So, I have heard the stories of. It was in history, they taught of how the colleges were formed. Teklos? That's his name?
Yeah.
So you're being like Texas then?
Yes, I am being like Texas. Teclis. Correct him again. Yes. I was my lore master that I learned under actually was taught by Teclis himself. And when I say that he is in good hands,
Well, that's...
we would ask if you would trust us with this, and obviously understand the weight of that secret.
Well, if my knight thinks that I should do that, then I will keep this apprenticeship between us.
Thank you.
He will likely attend a proper college in due time, but as we are on the road,
Without means.
yes, and I guess you would continue to be his teacher. The important
And this was all.
thing.
This
He's
was only
finished
discussed.
putting on. He's
this
still
was
getting
even
like
only
dressed into
Yeah.
his nicer clothes.
He's gonna
This
look
was a-
better than all
This
of
was,
us.
yeah, pretty
this was
much.
only discovered just after we met you for the first time. Actually,
Oh,
I had no
It's
idea.
very new.
well, I guess since you are being trained by a wizard that is an elf, no less, and you do wish to go to the college one day, it's just you just haven't figured it out yet. That's all. It's not like you ran away and trained as a witch without as rebellion. No, I guess it makes sense. Yes.
I've been traveling with Lanira here for a long time, and when we first met each other, her abilities made me very uncomfortable. But what I have learned is that
Uncomfortable.
the most important thing when it comes to this magic is the motivation behind using it, the training, the restraint, and I feel as though that's why this is okay. He is being trained, and he is using his powers for the best.
Yes, I understand. And he clasps on his gorget. Finally, yeah, that's done.
I want to know.
It says, I'm ready, and since I have prepared myself first, I am ready to help you don your armor, sir.
Thank you.
And he goes and he starts getting your armor ready and like placing it out on the floor and next to all the pieces laid out in appropriate order, ready to help you get dressed.
Okay.
and armored up.
All right. Well,
The rest of you get ready, and
We're
everybody
just gonna
armors
step
up.
outside the
Yep.
tent and let them finish up. Take some breather in the
Okay.
air.
Doesn't take long. You're easily with Nils's help. It takes you all of 5 minutes to properly
I don't know
get
too
dressed.
much.
Actually, if anybody takes the longest, it would be the primping one.
Gotta wax the beard.
Oh yeah,
How do you think my clothes are always so neat? I didn't know though.
stepping out, you see that it's not that people are ushering into the tent. There's a few people standing around and there's guards placed out front, but there's no one actually coming or going from Carl's tent. Are you heading there first, or are you doing something else?
Might as well.
I mean,
You
we were
by the way,
requested.
you have that for an hour.
Talk for 2 minutes.
The charisma?
Yes.
Ah. That will be helpful. What is the name of that spell?
Enhance ability.
Enhance ability. Okay.
If I spend an extra slot, I can affect another person, but it's the same ability. So it's not like I can up your dexterity and up her charisma or vice versa. I can split the twain.
I wonder why Carl would request a private audience.
Is it Carl or is it? We've been ordered to the tent, not necessarily to see him.
They had that meeting last night. And perhaps it's
Perhaps this is
information
a
trickling down.
formality to release us from probation?
They did say they were trying to get us out sooner. than later.
Hopefully it's not that they're going to put us on the chop block for trying to frame somebody with a knife. I know, sometimes I don't have my sunny disposition all the time. I'm not a morning person.
I love that
Fair.
our entire troop horrendous with Mourning. Nil seems spry enough in the morning now. I think he might be our only one who's like, yes!
Well, he
Now
always
is the
wakes up
day.
after
Okay.
us, but once he's up, he's happy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the
Billy
truth.
looks at Nil and is just like, morning
So-
people.
You've made your way to Carl's tent at this point,
Yeah.
chatting along the way. You arrive at the tent, and the guards pull their halberds away, and one of them, switching hands, grabs the tent flap and pulls it open for you.
I nod to
Inside, it's a less formal gathering than what you saw before, but standing in the center of the tent, it's a small grouping. Krieger, Jan,
Jan.
Helmut, and Lord Eisenbach all
Carl's
stand.
not there?
No, Carl's not there right now.
I'm sad.
They all stand in the center, and they seem to be having a conversation. One of the Helmut has a goblet in one hand. Looks like Eisenbach is picking at a plate of bread and cheese, and summer meats, summer sausages. Just slowly having a breakfast of some kind. As you walk in, Helmut looks up. Ah, yes. Road wardens and friends, come here. As you come forward, they all turn, and Helmut looks to the rest of them. They all nod. We have come to the decision that you are to have your probation lifted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are
Much
fully
appreciated.
accepted, and since your talents are most useful, it would be requested that you stay within the circle, and that you continue to be guards. It's up to you if you wish to decide that. You may come and go as you please. We were just in the middle of our morning meeting, as we discuss. Usual, but I wanted to make sure that you came so I could tell you. You are free to go. That's all I really needed you for. Thank you again for your
Thank you.
diligence. Make perception tests.
8.
What a 3!
I haven't like rolled a single good perception test this whole night.
I'm very
Huh?
religious. I'm only using
What
my
tent
metal
is
right
this?
now.
You got a roll of 1?
Yeah.
Good job.
I got an 8.
Everybody kind of nods to you to let you on your way, and the flap opens again behind you for you to leave.
I did get a 23.
You got a 23? I thought you said a 3. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's what I thought she said too.
23.
No, I thought you just got a 3.
No.
Okay, 23.
Well, that's a
What
horse.
did I need to roll to understand what was happening
Jesus,
here?
I thought you got the wrong fucking number.
Well, that's a horse of a different color.
Right.
You notice that Krieger looks rather tired again. Not more tired than usual, but still kind of
His state of
bedraggled.
being.
Helmut has a genuine look of pleasure. You know, he's pleased. Eisenbach is munching away, but he's genuine. Jan's nod and smiles a little Marienburg for your taste. And yeah, it was all of them, right? Eisenbach was eating.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's
Helmut, Kruger, Eisenbach, Jan. Those are the 4. And they give their little bows. And you can make your way out.
Well, where do we want to go now that we have no collar keeping us in place?
Let's
Until
go back.
nightfall.
Let's go back to our tent.
Did you forget something?
Possibly. Let's just go back to the tent.
Okay. All right.
Okay, you head back to the tent. You've arrived there quickly, unmolested. It's all of a minute walk from tent to tent. You're within a small radius, maybe actually 12 to 20 yards away from the tent. You arrive back there.
That's true. This would be the first
Swiftly.
time that we
Weren't
walked it
escorted?
in, and walked it in daylight, so we'd able to give it a better
Yeah.
idea of how much time. All right, so we get back inside. Why didn't they mention?
Stage whispers.
Why didn't they mention the dagger?
I guess they just wanted the information, and after that, they didn't want us to be involved anymore.
Helmut did particularly ask that we keep it secret that he asked us to do these things. If he were to just start brazenly talking about the daggers while we were there, it would give up the fact that he has these unbiased, I don't want to say spies, but people looking out for the camp. If he doesn't trust his council, why would he give up his only unbiased asset in saying something? If he was to say something about it, it would have to be in private. He even made sure that we were quiet talking in the tent. I don't know if that alone is enough of a reason to suspect. I hate a lot of them regardless, I get it.
Something just doesn't ring true somewhere. Plus the whole thing that phony yawn is there.
I still.
There's something else that just does not ring true. I can't put my finger on it.
It's worth noting that the only other person here from Marienburg is Jan, who is not who he says he is,
And
then
the butcher.
who is
the
in
only one
possession of.
the only ones that we know of
Yes,
from
that is very
Marienburg.
fair. I'm sure there are many lost souls who have found their way to this hellhole from Marienburg, trading one for the other.
Yes. There's only one thing I miss. Would I love some of Fanny's eggs right now? Eggs.
She was a good cook.
So you have the day for yourselves.
Did we want to try and go into the woods to see if roughly where we saw Krieger go, see if there's anything disturbed in
We
his
should
direction?
investigate.
The
Yes.
sooner, if you're hoping to find tracks, that is your area. But I know the sooner you get on it, the more likely we'll be able to find anything if there is something
In
to be
daylight,
found.
it'll be much easier.
So I would say maybe you take the lead on this one, and we'll see if we can find anything. And if we run into our compatriots, perhaps we will have a conversation there as well. Something to be aware of as we go trekking through the woods by ourselves.
Okay. So, do you recall exactly which direction he was walking in? They said he walked east and then...
East.
He was,
Easterly past
he
the
was
latrines.
heading in the easterly direction. Now,
So, you're walking in that direction?
I suppose.
You make your way through the tents. You see the break in the sheet wall for the easterly exit. There's 2 guards on patrol. They turn and see you and give you a nod, noticing your sleeves. Giving you a easy pass through, not even saying a word.
Word certainly travels fast.
Once you've made your way
also daylight.
outside of the shield wall, you see the latrine ditches in front of you with their makeshift exterior.
They're right there. Almost like right as soon as we...
Well, there's maybe 20 yards, then the latrines. You don't want the latrines to be too close to your camp. And then just beyond those trees is the forest. Make your way and, well, you bypass the wonderful latrine bouquet as it kind of assaults your nose.
No to toilet.
You're able to make your way into the woods, following along.
So now I'm gonna, like, carefully look around.
Survival check.
Yeah.
Oh, survival check.
Survival.
You still have the charisma.
Yeah, but it's
going on right now.
wisdom.
It's wisdom.
However, I do have proficiency, so I get to add 4. So 16?
Stepping through the brush, you come upon a small, not small. Well, it looks like a small folded up piece of, not neatly folded, but in the dirt you find it looks like a scrap of leather.
Lean down, pick it up.
Inspecting it for a moment, you realize it's actually a partially buried glove. Left glove.
Hold it up. Whose do you think this is? So, like, kind of hold it up to my hand to see, like, the size.
Make perception tests, all 3 of you.
A 4. Why are all my perception
18.
tests horrible?
You want to know what I got? I got a 19. Feeling better today.
Who got the highest?
18.
19.
You hear it just before Hildebrand hears it.
Oh, what do I hear?
Buzzing.
Buzzing?
Yeah. Low. But not as though it were large. Low because it sounds as many.
Sounds what?
Like there's many. Do you hear? Do you hear a buzz? Do you?
No.
She looks at the drop the glove.
Throw it down. What? What?
Detect magic.
What did you hear?
The buzzing again. Detect magic. She's gonna look at the glove and then around.
The glove has nothing on it from what you can see, but as soon as you hear the buzz, that's when you see the winds are foul, and they're driving from just to the southeast of where you are.
The
You can
camp?
hear the sound. No, southeast.
Oh.
You're going east, southeast, so a little bit further down and a little bit to your right. And you can hear that buzz again, carried on that wind.
I'm sorry, I panicked. The glove, I think it's okay, that's not the problem. Further ahead, something is definitely...
There's buzzing like a swarm of insects.
What did you get on your perception test again?
Like 4.
Okay, no. You had no idea until they
Yeah.
pointed it out.
No, I'm
She
just
kind of
dumb
like-
today.
Do you feel anything that way? And she kind of just does it that way. It is...
I'll activate divine
Yeah, it is
sense.
disgusting. You're not gonna miss it.
What do I see with my divine sense
Your
eyes?
divine eyes.
My divine eyes.
Make a corruption test.
Oh.
All three of you.
Oh! Corruption is...
Wisdom save.
That's right, so...
Oh!
You got 20 again?
Good job. No. Oh, that's good.
19
7.
plus 4.
7.
A 7?
Yup.
Corruption point.
You wretch.
Oh, vomit.
Take a corruption point.
I vomit on the ground, on the glove.
As you
Just trying to
see,
grab your hair and just be like, that's love.
as you see,
I grabbed the fur.
you see a clearing.
Yeah.
And in that clearing, the buzzing is emanating. You saw something lash out from that spot. You saw a place that had been soiled and corrupted.
So, like, while I'm leaning on my knees, vomiting, I just lift one hand
Nils.
and I point that way.
Nils is like rubbing your back.
Oh, so helpful.
Are you walking towards said clearing at all?
She's gonna wait till she kind of gets her shit to get your shit together. You got...
Kind of
Maybe
shake
we should
my
tell
head.
some of the, I don't know, the high power clerics about this?
Do you trust them? One minute you trust them, the other minute you don't trust them. I trust you guys.
I don't
And you would
think I
think high
should
ranking.
use my.
You would think high ranking rather than high powered. It's not really a
Oh,
quantifier.
okay.
I don't think I should use my sight anymore.
It's fine, I'll keep an eye. And she's gonna, still keeping her eyes consistent.
I wipe my mouth and pull out my pouch and like sip water and like take out some bread and nibble.
That taste of that prickly taste. It's in all of your mouths though. That's the thing. That taste of when you bite into something and it's so rancid, it's effervescent. You actually get the bubbles on your tongue.
That time I had vanilla ice cream and I thought it was normal that it was bubbly and...
Ew.
That's
I
called
haven't had
bad.
ice cream in a really long
That's
time.
called bad.
Ew.
Yeah. I have a very
It
good reference.
sits on your tongue and it's sour and it's sweet, but not in a chocolate in a sickening way. And that's when you step over to the edge of the clearing. And you can see black shimmering runes carved into the ground. Make another corruption check.
God. You know,
Okay,
there should
I'm
be a
going to
running
spend-
tally of-
Inspiration?
I'm going to spend 3,
Whoa.
and I'm going to on them.
Okay.
What?
the wisdom advantage.
No, actually, let the endurance of a bear inspire them.
Bear's endurance gives 10 hit points.
It gives 10 hit points plus it gives them advantage on
Constitution checks.
But we're
But
doing
isn't corruption
corruption.
Corruption is wisdom.
Oh, it's wisdom. Okay, then all right. I thought it was Constitution.
Have you
Oh,
been rolling
no.
Constitution this whole time? It's always wisdom.
It's wisdom. All right. Okay, then may the wisdom of the owls watch over you.
So we have advantage.
You have the advantage. Let me double check what else that does.
Again, be sure if a lot sooner.
Right.
Not after today, I'm not going to allow it in a once I've called for the check, all of a sudden you can take an action to cast a spell. Checks are happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is it.
14.
It's advantage.
I was actually thinking of doing that before it, though.
Be a little bit, if you're thinking about it, do it
15.
then.
Okay, 15 and then plus...
15?
Okay,
wait,
it's just
wait.
advantage on wisdom checks.
It's a 19.
19, okay.
19.
So 14 total, 19.
And I get one roll.
Not
Oh,
bad.
17 plus 2, so
Okay.
19.
You all feel dizzy as you see the profane script scrawled into the ground, like trenches cut with a vile spade.
Is Nils okay?
Well, he's a wholesome boy.
I was waiting for his head to
really,
be backwards and his eyes rolled up, glowing
It's
red.
like, I don't know if he's ignorant or just really, really, really resolved.
So anyway,
The runes carved into the ground are written in a language none of you recognize, except Lanira possibly could see them as a twisted form of high speech.
oh great, it's Mordor.
Okay.
It's too random, too chaotic in its drawing for it to be high
sense-
speech.
Yeah.
It's emanating from this.
I can't get a judge of what the runes are representing enough.
You see
because they're
heavy
too-
heavy boots have made marks leading up to this spot where these marks were carved into the ground in a circle. But you realize that they're not black because they've been carved into black earth. They move. It undulates. Each rune is a trench of 1,000 flies buzzing and
I
rolling.
put my hands out in front of
over each
everyone and I
other.
push us all back.
In the center of the circle is a rotting, decaying, dead sheep. No wound, but it seems to have died of 1,000 plagues. It reeks of dead flesh wasting away in the sun. Boils cover its exposed flesh that you can see in patches where its wool must have fallen off and decayed away, bald spots streaking across it. On it, you can see the flies hovering and nibbling at it. The most disturbing thing of all is that instead of hooves, each hoof is replaced by a small child's hand.
I proceed
Each
to pushing
one-
people back.
Each one gripping a small bone. Make one final corruption test.
Fucking metal as shit.
Wait, how long do I have that wisdom
21.
thing?
You have it for a while, so you,
Yeah.
both of
Okay.
you guys.
Yeah, it's you just got it, so it's good for an hour.
Oh great, I rolled a 3 and 4. Can I use my actual inspiration?
Not to gain. You
Okay.
gain advantage on it.
Okay,
You
well,
already
then I'm
gained advantage
screwed.
on it.
Oh,
Take
wait.
another
4.
corruption point. 13 passes.
I got 21.
Carmen takes another one. As your mind cannot fathom the level of rage is building inside of you. The desire to sunder and destroy and bury any who would be so sick and depraved to bring this into the world wells up inside you. and you uncontrollably let out a roar of anger into the night. And that's where we'll end it for the night.
I'm so erect right now! I'm glad you have like the dampening effects for the poor people of the stream. Yeah.
I apologize to your ears if that did not properly calibrate for you guys.
I'm not sorry. You should feel the rage I feel.
That's going to be it for us here. Pizza should be arriving soon. We're going to eat the hell out of that pizza.
So hungry.
Until next time, folks, I have been Connery. With me has been
Sandra
Rika.
And Yield Dragon.
Thank you very much for hanging out with us, folks. And until we see you again, remember to stay evil.